recording?
Okay.
I'm recording.
I've been
Recording.
recording
Oh, no.
for a
Well, I'm
while.
recording now.
Okay, we're
Hello,
starting
live
recording.
stream. Hello, bootleg. We are gathering to play Dungeons and Dragons, specifically Total Party Kill: Slaying Stone. Um,
Yeah, we got started late. We have a missing person, but we are going to keep going. I mean, soldier on.
Aline is going to stay in the woods for a little bit, possibly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
all right. So let us do stuff. Sorry, I'm transitioning from prepping stuff to actually running Dungeons and Dragons, a thing I know how to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just start the episode? Are we good for
Yeah.
purposes of time? I know people have places they gotta be.
Yep.
So let us do the thing. And the thing is called Welcome Back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, Dungeon Master, use he, him pronouns. Today we are continuing our adventure, the adventure being the Slaying Stone. Previously in this adventure, our adventurers discovered a secret map and were told of the legend of a powerful artifact, the titular Slaying Stone, and it has led them to the goblin city of Gorisbad, formerly known as Kiristan. They've managed to cross a river and enter the outskirts of the city undetected, but find themselves on the edge of a kobold neighborhood. They know there is competition, for a ruthless group known as the Severed Eyes is also seeking the last slaying stone of Kiristan. Let us meet our adventurers. I will introduce our players, and they will introduce their characters. First up, it's Jason Snell. Welcome back, Jason.
Oh, hello. I am Jason Snell, and I am playing Buffy. She's a human, blood hunter. You know, like interested in this slaying stone business, for reasons that are legally distinct.
Yep,
She's little and spunky and likes to stab things.
yep, just like Jason. Also joining us, it's Annette Weirstraw. Welcome back, Annette.
Hello, I am playing Barbie. I am a barbarian, Barbie the barbarian, wood elf, and she likes to wear pink a lot and grew up in her dream house, but is now out adventuring. We both use she, her pronouns.
Also joining us, it's Heather Berberet. Welcome back, Heather. Heather, did I say
Oh,
your last name anywhere near correct? I forget how
uh,
I say it.
Berberet and Berberet are both correct. This depends on how
How French you want to be?
How French?
exactly how much you want to
Bo-
pretend you're not from
bonjour.
Montana.
You mean how goblin you
Woohoo!
want to be?
Mm.
Exactly.
Um, Heather,
Yeah.
do you want me to reintroduce you where I don't ask if I say your name correctly for editing purposes?
Whatever you think is more
Oh,
entertaining.
all right. Also joining us, it's Heather Berberet. Welcome back, Heather.
Hi, thanks. So I'm playing Leona Mountain Meadow. I am and we both use she, her pronouns. I'm a Lightfoot halfling in a circle of the moon druid, and I am a pacifist unless absolutely necessary.
It'll be challenging as you find yourself, I don't know, deep behind enemy lines, adjacent to enemy lines is, but also enemies, and maybe enemies are just friends you haven't charmed yet. Also,
Exactly.
also, also joining us, it's James Thompson. Hi, James.
Hi, I'm James Hobson, he, him. I'm playing Celine Silverlight, she, her, who's a young, idealistic human paladin who hates celestials and fiends more than anything else, except maybe now wolves. She really doesn't like
Ah,
wolves.
yes. The classic triptych, celestial fiends and
And
mean
wolves.
dogs. Yeah. So, and last, but certainly not least, Chelsea Ackman, welcome back to Total Party Kill.
Hi, thanks. I use all the pronouns and I am playing Dax Voltus, he, him, a dragonborn monk who is out here looking for new song material for his fake bard business and also for some inspiration for learning more of his martial arts.
Excellent. So, as I mentioned in my recap, you have made it to Gorizbad, a goblin city that has been, taken over from its previous human occupants quite a while back. It is, not exactly. This is a place that is a little bit war torn and a little bit run down just from its change of management. But you have made your way across the river through the fields and to the outskirts of the city, an area that's a little slummy, and graffitied in Goblin on one of the walls is the name of this area, Kobold Town. So far, no one has detected you. You are in the city, and you need to search the city for the Slaying Stone. At least that's what the adventure is. I can't tell you what you are actually going to do because you are who you are. But yeah, I this is one of those places where it's I, as the dungeon master, do not know what will happen next, but I have ideas. This is where you possibly come up with a plan and or execute a plan previously conceived.
I think we might stick out slightly in this city. So I think we
Yes.
need to, before we like walk into the town, or any of the areas, we need kind of a plan on how to address that. Um, Previous plans that have been suggested include getting arrested, but
Usually, the end result of not having a plan, but in a wild attempt here, I will. So just we none of you are goblins, none of you are bugbears, none of you are kobolds, none of you are orcs, hobgoblins, really anything in the greater goblinoid hierarchy within the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Dax, you are at least I mean, as a dragonborn, you it would be very hard to mistake you for a kobold. You're much too tall. Leona, you're short at least. Also, maybe Barbara, right? You're both non
I'm a wood
not
elf. Yeah.
wood elf.
Selena's
Oh,
pretty short too.
okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
Um,
I think wood elf is our medium.
Yeah, Buffy's short for
I'm
a
very
human.
little.
okay.
I am
Suddenly
also
my great
everyone.
chagrin.
I'm wearing a lot of hot pink as
We're
well.
all
So
we're all
Mm.
hunching down now, Tony.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Did any of you happen to bring a pack of disguise kit and or a bunch of like
I
goblin ears you can attach?
I am literally going through my inventory right now to
Yeah,
see if I
just checking.
did.
let me see.
Mhm.
And I think the answer to that is no.
Okay.
I've got
I
a
have a
wide
disguise kit. I do.
I've got a wide variety of holy symbols.
Mm.
It's not gonna
Why
help.
do you have more? Yeah, why do you have more than one?
I don't know, but there's two and two in my I've
Is
got
this like one's like an insurance policy in case
Paladins,
one
man, paladins.
one goblin
I've
falls
got
into
I've got an amulet which is marked as holy symbol. I also have an item in my equipment which is just holy symbol. So, I've got you always bring a backup, I think.
Mhm.
Yes.
I
Two
mean,
is one
I
and one is
regularly
none.
disguise. Yeah, I regularly disguise myself as a bard, but I don't know how useful that is in this particular instance.
I mean,
They are
I
known to
imagine
travel and entertain and
yeah.
inspire.
So we're a pop band. We're a traveling pop band. Is this our cover story?
Oh, now that's clever. We could be
Mm.
a traveling band.
I
Uh,
have a
don't like
pouch of
this.
No,
cosmetics, hair
Jason says
dye,
no.
small props, so I can, do a Barbie makeover on.
Mm. Oh, makeover.
Well,
Makeover,
I feel a
makeover,
makeover
makeover.
is my brand.
I mean, I can also cause like a wide variety of like pyrotechnic things. I can like cause flames and sparks and stuff. So, I can do um
Burn down the town. Is that what you're saying?
no, 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 no. We're not there yet. I just mean like if we're a band, I can do like stage effects.
So I was
Um,
just consulting what's in a disguise kit and how a disguise kit works, Annette. It looks like I don't know if you have proficiency in using a disguise kit, but the idea is that if you have a disguise kit, since it's got various stuff in it, you could do an intelligence roll to set yourself or somebody else up with a disguise, and depending on how good that disguise is, that would help that person with deception checks to, attempt to be someone other than themselves.
And I have guidance, so I could strike in that.
Yeah.
Someone rolls that. Yep.
You do a lot of like, no, but the eyes are here. Most people have two eyes. Yeah.
I mean, we do have the age-old problem of what languages can we speak if we are
Yes.
attempting to pretend to be other creatures.
Well, we have the helmet.
Yes, one
I
person
have
has a
the
helmet.
helmet.
Yes, the very useful one-person helmet.
Translation helmet.
One person translation. helmet.
Well, if one person's disguised as a goblin, bugbear, or similar creature, and the rest of us have fake manacles on, we could be taken to the prison and then let loose upon it.
Maybe we don't want to be at the
Or taken
prison.
to wherever. It doesn't matter. Taken to
Yeah.
someplace.
Well,
It doesn't have to be the prison, but
I mean, you could chew back at this plan, definitely. But okay.
that would be a fake
Buffy,
prisoner.
listening to this discussion going on in the trees, sighs, turns, and begins to walk deeper into Kobold Town.
Jason. Kicking open
Jason
doors.
always the
Yeah.
Yeah, Dax goes with Buffy.
Okay.
Yeah, I follow her too.
I'm
Leona
role playing.
follows her.
It's not me.
I
It's
mean,
Buffy.
like Celine does not want people to be hurt, so she will.
Buffy
run after
turns
them
and says,
as well.
"Guys, let's just go and see what happens. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's
I'm with her.
probably not
Let's do
going to be
it.
wolves. Probably.
How bad
Barbie's
could it
not
be?
a leader,
Mhm.
so Barbie is going to follow. She is not a leader. She does not resist.
Okay, well,
Buffy is slightly
we tried.
charismatic.
All right. So as you transition from the kind of I imagined you were in like a little grove of trees by the edge of the farms as you head into the kind of neighborhoods. And this area is probably, even when it was inhabited by humans, was kind of a densely packed kind of slum area. Not very much in terms of main thoroughfares. Lots of kind of twisting turns through back alleys and whatnot. But I guess I will ask you here, are you attempting to avoid detection, or are you just heading into town?
I mean, I'll check around corners and such, but I'm not.
Okay.
I think we're
I'm by
trying
no means
to.
stealthy.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to not draw attention to ourselves, if that makes sense.
All right. Roll some stealth. So I'll assume, you're putting you've got your everyone has a hooded sweatshirt in Dungeons and Dragons Land, or perhaps a hooded cloak. So you got your hoods up, you're all hunched over a little bit, and you're checking corners before you walk around a corner.
I
Buffy,
will say
because
I have.
she's in the lead here, of course, rolled a crit, so is walking completely silently in the shadows, and everybody else is like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I have disadvantage on stealth, so
Because your armor is all clanky.
because I have very clanky chainmail.
Mhm.
And I rolled. Do I have a plus on that? Stealth?
Thank you, Heather, for following along visually.
Okay,
I'm here for you.
Yeah.
I rolled a 10.
All right.
What does a 10 get me?
10 is not good. 10 is clanky.
Clanky and shiny.
Yeah, let's see. So Buffy, critical success, you said. I see Barbie 15. I'm gonna say that's a success. Dax, dirty 20, that's a success. Celine, clanky, and Leona, how'd you do on your stealth check?
Sorry, I'm slow in the chat. Natural 20 plus 1.
Wow. Okay. So
Okay,
aside
just
from...
leave me. Just leave me. It's fine.
I mean, you're
I
not
could put you under my
slow.
cloak, maybe.
Yeah. Does that help? It muffles it slightly. You make your way into the Kobold neighborhood, and you're kind of slipping from street to street. And this is, as far as you can, this is basically an area of town that is just home to kobolds. And there's, I would say more than half of the buildings are kind of just abandoned and empty ruins. But a bunch of the houses seem to have kobolds kind of living in them. You hear kobold children playing, kobolds going around doing their business. Maybe you even see kobolds just walking down the street. But I'm going to say, kind of keep your distance and head deeper into the neighborhood. And, no one notices you, and you avoid any unfortunate incidents with kobolds. I'm not sure where you're actually headed within Kiristan, though.
Towards the
Uh,
spa, I thought.
Hmm.
do we have a goal here?
Yeah, that's a great
Sorry.
question.
I
I
may
mean,
have missed it when I was trying to
we're,
get
we're
technically arranged,
Well,
but
it's this that we need to find the slaying stone, and we don't actually know.
we don't know where it is,
We don't
but
know where
there's
it is
there's a
yet.
number of buildings. Like there's a big sort of former mayor's house,
Yeah. Things that
which
were
look
pointed out to you, I think, on the map include there's a library, there's a temple slash shrine, there's a bath slash spa, there's a kennel, or maybe it's stables, and there is there's a big kind of mayor's mansion, there's a tavern, and there's a kind of
Okay.
little market
I've got
square.
some suggestions.
So,
We could go to the tavern and ask there because that's a good one.
mhm.
We could go to the library and say we are interested in we're researching the legend of the slaying stone, not letting on that
Mm.
we know that it's here. Or we could go to like the temple and I mean not totally not desecrate it, but see what's going on and if there might because if I were a slaying stone, where would I be? Maybe I would be at a
Mm.
temple. But
I think it would be a case of undesecrating the
but
temple,
I feel
really.
like if maybe befriending a library person might be a way to go if the library is still operating in any form.
or I
Mhm.
wonder about sending Vox into the pub where people are
Mhm.
drinking, and maybe
Sure.
we could gather some intel. And don't barkeeps kind of know everything about
And
everything?
under guise of being a bard.
Mhm. I will say
Okay.
you've been stealthy enough. I think you could head to almost any destination. And I'm going to say that that's you're successfully traveling through Kiristan, and you just pick the first place you'll go, and you'll get there without incident.
To the tavern.
All right.
To the
Okay.
tavern.
So the tavern is located more or less in the center of Kiristan, or Gorisbad as it's now known. So it is a decent walk across the city. As you find yourself kind of transitioning from the south side of town to the northern side of town, it definitely changes from a kobold neighborhood into a goblin neighborhood. You're now kind of in more toward the slightly more urban core of what was Kiristan, more shops, more multifamily structures, multi-story structures, and whatnot. And there is still kind of a big plaza. It looks like at one point maybe there was a statue in the middle. The statue has been, it looks like, vandalized heavily to the point that it's no longer recognizable. Um, and in the city square, on the edge of this plaza, where your map identified as you were told that it was the Inn of the Tallest Fir. And as you arrive there, you find where you thought there would be an inn is instead a burned out husk, um, that is basically just rubble. Next to
Yes,
it
they've
is a very tall fir tree that has also been set on fire years ago.
Buffy says,
Bummer.
"Wow, these guys party hard."
beer bad.
Bummer. Is there a plaque near the statue?
Yeah, there's a plaque. It looks like it's got some graffiti on it. But you could go up and try and read the statue plaque.
I'm gonna do that.
All right. And remind me, Dax, what languages do you speak?
Draconic and common, I think.
Okay. So you go up, just I had a map for the demolished tavern. You might be standing outside of it, but that's fine. It's okay. You go up, there's definitely, yeah, there's some stuff on it. But you kind of clear off the schmutz, and it seems to be a statue commemorating the founding of Kiristan, and the Kiras family that founded the city.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh.
Okay, I'll go back to the burnt out husk.
Yep. burnt out husk. It is not in great shape. It is on the plus side, devoid of any kobold or goblin activity that you can see. Looks like this place was trashed probably years ago, and no one seems to be visited it recently.
So this is it. This is the tavern in the town.
This is the tavern in the town. Does it still count as a tavern if it burned down 2 years ago? I don't know. It's a
This is a sad
real
town.
well, it's really affordable.
I want to search. I mean, I want to search because maybe there's something interesting to learn here. I also want to search because the DM made a map.
I make maps for lots of things.
Oh,
to be
yeah,
fair.
I do.
I would love. Could I do some detect magic?
Yeah, do some detect magic.
The 20, right?
Yeah,
I actually can do that too.
Buffy, why don't you roll an investigate check while that's happening?
Do I add
Nice.
initiative to that?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, first,
19.
19. You feel confident that there is no magic at work here.
I am gonna
Alright.
do a before I do my investigate. I'm gonna do a it's a survival check. I'm basically gonna see if there's any sign of fae, fiends, or undead.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a thing I have.
Yep.
I have the same thing.
So that's a 10 plus. So that's only a 12. On that
16.
one.
You are rooting around. It does not seem, you see no signs of fae, fiend, or undead really anywhere in Gorisbad. So, just despite the lack of functioning tavern, the fact that there's no fae, fiend, well, faes are okay, but there's no fiends or undead in this town, and that's something, right?
However,
Oh,
I did roll a critical on that investigation check. That you asked for.
As you are poking around, you find behind the bar, there's like a box that was like burned, and under that box, there's a bunch of like beverage making supplies, like drink mixers that somehow no one has touched or messed with in the years since this tavern was abandoned.
Well, let's snag those. Who knows when we'll
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah.
I note on the map that there's what appear to be quite a number of bodies in this thing. So I think
There are some ancient skeletal remains here.
like Celine is just going to sort of go around and generally perform some rites and
Okay.
try and be not in a looting the corpses kind of way, but in a
Yeah, not like a normal James way, but in a
new nice way.
In a new and improved James way.
Mhm.
All right, Celine does that. Celine, it does seem like the skeletal remains that are here have been here for quite some time. They do seem to be goblinoid creatures, or what remains of them. As you are kind of, I imagine kind of posing the remains of one person into kind of a more restful stance than they were left, you hear skittering from a crumpled crate nearby.
Skittering.
I mean,
Skittering.
Celine isn't very intelligent.
No.
I think she's going to go over to the crate and pick up the crate.
You pick up the crate. Okay. Celine lifts up a crate, and as far as you can tell, the like just that entire crate was full of rats, and they
Things
they
I knew
swarm
Tony
out.
was gonna say. Wow.
Yeah.
They just basically like you lift up the crate, and the crate just like empties of rats, and just a crate full of rats kind of swarms
right.
in your direction.
They're cheaper if you
Celine.
buy them wholesale, really.
Yeah,
You
oh,
buy 'em
yeah.
like- it's
Yeah.
a gross of rats. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Say what you
Celine's-
will about Gorisbed, the rat rates are amazing.
and Celine is like, "You're free. Go now."
Okay. Let's see. The swarm of rats is attacking Celine.
I freed you.
Yeah, well, it's, things are complicated. I only rolled a 6, so that's not
No, it's fine.
I don't think that hits you, right? I guess we're doing this. Roll initiative. There's angry rats here now.
Yay.
could have just left.
They were skittering tiny.
They were skittering. You're level 2. You had to fight the rats.
This is how you get experience.
Oh, you're grinding rats now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I totally messed up your initiative because I still had your wolf-based initiative in here. I apologize. You're gonna have to re-add yourselves in a second after I fix this. I did this wrong. Try that again.
Okay.
All right. Oh, and we're just gonna put Aline in a protective bubble for now. So let's see here. Leona, you will be first to react, then Barbara, then Celine, then my rats, then Dax, then Buffy. So Leona on the other side of the room, as people have been kind of poking around, picking through the remains of this burnt out tavern, Celine is suddenly basically covered in rats. The rats are attacking Celine, though so far nothing bad has happened other than Celine is covered in rats. Um, yeah, there's rats. Congratulations. Leona, what would you like to do about rats?
So I have an entangle spell, which gets a whole bunch of vines out. It's gonna trap Celine too, but hopefully it's gonna make things really much more difficult for the rats. Unless all the rats on Celine, or are they on the ground and all around?
They're all around.
They're all around.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw
So we're
this
gonna tie the
entangle.
rats to Celine. This is great.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
if
Contain the
if
damage.
they're-
Contain the damage.
That's right. If they're wrapped up, they can't go anywhere, and they can't
Mhm.
keep
Just
Grab
keep
them,
biting
right?
Celine instead.
Then they'll just eat Celine.
Yep.
So that's a 20 plus a 3, so that's a 17.
Okay.
Do I have to roll something to not be in tank?
No, you're in it. You're stuck.
And
Okay.
does this do damage or simply it restrains rats?
Let's see. The creature in the area when you cast a spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends.
All
The
right.
creature restrained, okay? And it's up for a minute. So it's, I
Yes.
guess, give
So,
someone else a
Celine-
chance to.
10
Yeah.
rounds.
Celine, why don't you roll a strength save right now? I'm going to tell you
Okay.
something, Leona. You just learned. It's level 2. You still learn a lot of things. You're a fresh adventure out in the world.
Yes.
You learn as the vines are just kind of erupting up from the ground and trying to snatch rats. The rats just pour through it like water through a colander. Because a swarm of rats is immune to being restrained. You just
I
can't
didn't know
constrain.
that.
Well, yeah, you just learned it. So that's not, I mean,
Yeah.
let me say, this is a valuable lesson that you've learned through experience, which will be, maybe you'd seen that in a book, but until you try and restrain a rat with a vine, you don't really know that, right?
So sorry, Celine.
Yeah. Have you ever
Yeah,
tried
well,
to
I
throw
said-
a net over a swarm of bees? Doesn't work that
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a natural 20, so
okay.
No harm, no foul.
Like water too. I just walk
Yeah.
through the
Yeah.
vines, rip them apart in
Yeah, you're
Hulk-like fashion.
Celine, as far as you know, one of these rats is a wizard and has tried to ensnare you in vines. So,
Rat
Leona,
wizards,
is
they're the
that
worst.
your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Barbie, you are next.
Okay, so Barbie has no spells, but she does have 2 hand axes,
Mm.
and she is like spinning those around and getting, I believe I have enough movement to get up into the rats and try to strike them twice. Are the dice with me this time? So first I have a 12, and the
Let me
second
just check.
I have a 6, which probably doesn't hit, but maybe the
6
12
does not hit.
hits?
A 12 hits a swarm of rats. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so then max damage, 8 points.
All right. You cleave a bunch of axes. No, a bunch of rats are cleaved
With an
by your
axe.
axe. There's still a significant number of rats in this tavern, but Yeah, you got a bunch of them. So that's good. Anything
And
else?
I think that is my action because my bonus is to weapon fighting.
All right. Celine, you are next. There's a bunch of rats near you that have so far been unable to hurt you, but are definitely they look angry. These look like angry rats.
I think, Celine is just like trying to reason with the rat still. She's
Ah,
like saying, "Look, I don't want to hurt you. You just need to leave. I freed you. Um,
it's
but
un it's unclear if they were really imprisoned. You basically just picked up their house.
yeah, but from her perspective, she
Okay.
she feels, like
Are you
she's
still holding the crate?
Oh yeah, I imagine.
okay.
Just put it back down. No harm, no
Rats
foul.
continue to pour out of the crate.
It's
and
like
up.
a clown car full of
You could
rats.
chuck
Yeah.
it somewhere and
Yeah,
just make them
rats are
angrier.
just streaming out of the crate up Celine's arms.
Yeah. It's
So
like trouble
she
with tribbles, basically. It's just
Yeah.
she
endless rats,
she
bottomless rats.
throws the crate against the wall and then reaches behind her back and pulls two scimitars
Mhm.
that were conveniently attached to her back.
Magnetically
And
connect. Yes.
yes, which she totally had at the last time we did the adventure, and I didn't just
Oh.
add them
Oh, okay.
at some point afterwards. Anyway, so yeah, she's gonna try two weapon fighting, hitting clumps of angry
Mhm.
fuzzy things.
Yeah.
I've rolled a 15,
15 hits a swarm of rats.
and that does d6 plus 2, which is 7 damage from the first one.
Mhm.
And I have rolled a 17,
Mhm.
actually a 17 plus 4, so that probably hits 2.
Yes.
And that is 1 damage.
Okay. You're taking out rats, but it is slow going. And as you and Barbie are standing over the pile of rats, you are discovering that, trying to hit rats like one at a time with weapons is seems like a lot slower going than perhaps any kind of, say, area attack that would potentially hit multiple rats at the same time. But that is what's happening. Next up, it's Team Rat. Perhaps word has gotten out about what's going on in this tavern, and so other rats have joined the fray. A swarm of rats kind of comes tearing around the bar in the direction of Buffy, and another group of rats kind of comes out from under the stairs and heads in your direction, Dax. So let's see here. So I'm gonna roll 3 different rat attacks. Let's see. Rats attacking Celine. Rats attacking Dax. Rats attacking Buffy. So let's see. None of those rolls was very good. 11,
Nope.
8, 6. I don't think any of those
Nope.
are getting anybody.
Nope.
All right. But there's just rats everywhere. This is just what was once a quiet, serene, burnt out bar is a rat carnival. And yeah. So Dax, you are next. There is a pile of rats in your vicinity.
All right. Well, I want to move the rats away from my person so that I can use an area of effect sort of situation. Can I throw food into a direction, and do we think they'll chase it? I can try.
Unclear.
Let's try.
These rats seem highly territorial right now. So
Oh,
I
it's about
I think
turn.
we are the food.
yeah.
So
Well, they don't look like they have much else. Maybe if they had a better option, we could move away from their home. Let's see.
have we tried to rehouse the rats?
Mostly I just want them off my body so I can breath
Yeah.
weapon them.
I would say technically you could breath weapon them right now. They're not like you're not coded in
I'll do
rats yet.
Okay,
Unlike me.
then I will breath weapon them.
Okay.
Rah.
Yeah, remind us, Dax, what kind of breath weapon do you have?
I believe I have a poison breath weapon.
Nice. Okay.
From
I know
my
it kind of
draconic
depends on your
ancestry.
what you inherit.
Biological range area attack. It's fun.
Yeah.
It is a 30-foot range, and I think it's a 30-foot line. I don't think it's yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but you'll get that swarm of rats in that attack.
Okay, great. That's a 17.
All right, that hits the rats.
Woohoo.
What kind of damage does that do to them?
We do 2d6 poison damage. So that's 8.
Okay, a bunch of rats drop dead from poison.
Hooray.
Cool. Anything else, Dax?
Do the other rats
Is
start to eat the rats that are dead?
no, they still again these seem to be responding more to presence of intruders, so they're very focused on you. You might check, is your breath weapon an action or a bonus action? Because you might still have a whole attack left.
It's an action, and
Okay.
my bonus
Maybe
actions
if
are unarmed strike, and I only get flurry of blows when I use unarmed strike first, I believe.
Gotcha. Okay. I think it perhaps at higher level Dragonborn get to
I mean,
be
I
do
could do an unarmed strike as my bonus action. I just
do you
can't
want to
do the
do
flurry
you
of
want to
blows.
punch one rat?
I will, maybe I'll do like a arm sweep and see if I can sweep a couple
Yeah.
of them
Yep.
with a big karate chop, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 5. So
Five.
plus 4
So
is a 9.
it's real hard to hit a bunch of rats with just one hand. They're running all over. It's a mess.
Yeah.
All right. Buffy, swarm of rats in your proximity.
Don't like it. Don't really have a way to do anything but chop at it with my big, heavy, awesome glaive. So that's what I'm gonna do.
I am learning that this group was not spec'd for talking to goblins or fighting rats.
No, that's a 22 to
Nope.
hit. So I'm sure I'm gonna
Definitely
hit
hits
some
those
rats.
Hits those rats.
And I'm gonna give them 5 slashing damage.
Yeah, you kill a couple rats.
Great.
Is that it?
You know, I will I will turn to my group as the person at the end of the turn order and say, hey everyone, I don't think the rats have the slaying stone. Maybe we should leave.
I'm
Barbie
down.
looks surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not in charge. I just this is a Buffy observation, which is
The flat hierarchical structure.
Think of
Barbie did not think about this.
think
at
of the
all. She's not
mission.
that smart.
Do we are we, and then I say, unless we're gonna pose as exterminators, in which case this is perfect. That's it. That's my turn.
Well, Leona, you are we're with the start of a new round. So I think you get to at least determine what's going to happen now with your character, and it's possible other characters may follow your lead. I don't know. Depends. People are their own people.
Well, I have this decanter of endless water. So I'm thinking maybe I'm going to, which I can spray as a geyser, 30 gallons of water. I'm wondering about if I spray the water out at them and it distracts them enough, like so that everybody can escape. That's what I'm thinking. But Celine and Barbara, can you swim? Because you're going to be right where the water's coming.
I think it
We'll
takes a
find
long
out.
time to get up above. I mean, you're in a big room.
I don't know how
even with an
watertight this bar
Well,
is.
even with an endless stream, I think it takes a while to get up to like waist height, right? From pouring
exactly.
from the thing, even if it's endless. So,
Yeah.
I will say that would do great to provide a discouragement from the rats to deal with you.
All right. So I get an action. I have a 9 plus 3. So I only have a 12. Use that
What's
as an
the-
action. I say the word geyser.
Okay. That's plenty. The armor class of the rat swarm is 10. I'm going to say basically there is water going all around the bar now, and all of the rat swarms are basically distracted by this. Anyone who wants to move away from the rat swarm, whether to position yourself or head for the door, can do so without incident. Barbie?
So I toss one of my hand axe and I really think about taking like another hit, but I kind of like Buffy. I think she's cool. So I follow her advice and detach myself from this situation.
Okay. You head for the door, I think, right?
I do. I'm heading for the door.
Celine, you are the most covered in rats, and yet so far, I believe no one has actually been bitten by rats. You've just been perhaps
I don't think the rats
had your personal
really,
space violated by rats.
I don't think
Just
the
been
rats
harassed.
actually mean to harm us. They're just trying to
They're just animals.
tell us in their
reacting.
own rat way that we should
Mhm.
leave. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to try that. Are they distracted enough that I can just move, or do I need
Yeah,
to
you can just go.
disengage?
Yeah, they're
Okay,
like they're trying not to get waterboarded by a geyser.
then I'm gonna dash and I am just out of here.
But Celine goes that way, never
It's
picks up
like
another crate
no,
ever again.
nobody else is out, and I'm outside.
Yeah,
I'm like
you
I
caused this incident, and you are the first through the door to leave.
Tony, would you say the rats are scurrying like rats fleeing a sinking tavern?
Well, I mean, it's certainly a soggy tavern.
All right.
Yeah. All right, I'm
Hello.
gonna say the rats lose their turn because they don't like this water situation. Dax, would you like to head for the door?
Also heading for the door.
Buffy
Yep.
and Leona
Yep.
and Ashrin follows along quietly, and you all head for the door. And are standing outside the tavern, or what remains of the tavern, in Kiristan. Slash Gore is bad.
Well,
Celine
Unsure
that
is
was a bust.
why did
Celine
we
is
go here.
Celine is just like some people just don't want to be helped.
Yeah, some rats don't want to be helped.
It's fine.
Slash, did those rats
Ungrateful.
need help, Celine?
They were trapped under a box.
Well, you know,
Were they?
They ran
they
that
were-
tavern.
They were scurrying in a way which sounded like they were distressed, and I was trying to help. And
Buffy looks at her box and says, "Does anybody want a goblin cocktail?"
to be clear,
Yes,
the
please.
Yes.
cocktail ingredients predate the goblin occupation.
Oh, they're human
of the song.
cocktail ingredients.
Oh.
Are they
Yeah,
lit?
yeah.
What are they? Are they like liquids or are they?
This is where my knowledge of things as a person may be insufficient. Because I'm gonna say, oh yeah, there's wow, it has been a long time since I've had a mixed drink. There's some powders. There's some cherries in syrup, and they're like, but they look fine even though they're probably 85 years old. There's
It's the syrup.
yeah,
Bless you, Luxardo.
you
magic
know,
syrup.
there's some magic syrups. There's I don't remember what goes in
Gin?
mixed drinks. I don't see. I think
I
it's.
think
I think
Dax
there's not.
knows. Ask Dax.
Okay, yeah,
Dax
it's
can
not the
identify it all.
alcohol. It's all the other stuff.
I'll just
right?
show this
So-
to Dax and I'll be like, "Is there anything in this?
I mean, you should see if any of it's magic.
Do we have
Yeah,
somebody
I
who
can detect magic.
detect
I
magic?"
can
yeah.
detect magic. All right.
I didn't know this is
Uh,
how today was going to go. We're detecting
Yeah.
magic in mixers.
22.
All right. I will tell you. 22. The most of it, and it's like a whole box full of stuff. Most of it seems to be mundane, various mixer ingredients for making mixed drinks. But inside, in the crate, kind of among it, it looks like possibly it was placed here by accident, because there's kind of like a test tube with a cork vial of something, and that you get the sense that this is a magical potion.
Ooh, that's not bitters. What's this?
Yeah, someone seems to have mislaid that. And Heather, give me a quick D100 roll. If you have two D10, you can do one for the tens place and
Yeah.
one for the one place.
Yeah. 60. Do I add
60.
anything to that?
Nope. I'm consulting a table through
Random
of
potions.
1 through 100 random tables. This is a elixir of peace. That's somewhat interesting choice from this list of 100
we should
random
have given that
potions.
to the rats.
It's crowd
It
control.
makes-
crowd
Peace, you
control.
said? Elixir
Peace.
of peace?
It's an elixir of peace. Whoever consumes this elixir is very calm and unable to take actions that harm others for 1 hour.
Ooh, we should pocket this guy.
Handy.
Yeah.
That's totally the bartender used that in this bar to calm people
Yeah.
down.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Save
find it
that
under all
puppy.
those bitters.
So, Leona, make a note that you have. I'm going to assume for now you are carrying that as the identifier of that.
Peace.
Yeah.
All right.
Calm someone down.
So it is basically one dose. If you and it has to be consumed. Just foreseeing the various questions that adventurers ask me. You know, if you were to use it in some other mechanic, like aerosolizing it or injecting it into someone, or I don't even know, putting it in food potentially, the properties of it might be enhanced or lessened depending on what they're doing. You know, you give people potion and I'm just saying players immediately want to poison the water supply for a village. And, you know, this is one dose.
One dose.
A
One
single
dose.
dose.
Yeah,
And- and
if you put this into the water supply of Gorsbed, which as far as we know does not have a centralized plumbing system, it's possible that it would make people moderately chill for 1 minute
At some
if they all
point,
drank water at the same time.
at some point when we're talking to a big bad, we need to say, you know, but
Drink
first, let's have a drink.
Yes.
Can we offer
but
you?
only you, but only you. Let us have a drink. You first. Um, so, okay. So you are standing just outside the wreckage of the what was the name of the bar? The
Tallest fur.
Inn of the Tallest Fir, X, formerly known as the Inn of the Tallest Fir, next to a burnt out tree, burnt out bar. You know that the wreckage of this bar is home to several rat swarms, and no longer you. It seems like this didn't get you any closer to discovering the location of the slaying stone. You are in a goblin neighborhood in Kiristan. So far, no one has noticed you. And I am curious what you will do next.
I think we should go back to Buffy's idea about the library.
I think we
Yeah.
should go to the spa.
library.
I
That's
do.
the spot.
Like,
I
the
looked up at the
spa-
spa all the time.
We're gonna
Someone
go to the
probably
spa.
lost it. I don't know.
The spa is going to be entirely full of rats. Like,
Well,
it's
yeah, you
not
know-
it's not a pool, it's just
Well, they clearly don't like water, so I don't know about that. But I just feel like I lose stuff at the spa all the time. If someone was just like had the slang stone and they like went to go and then they lost it, like goblins would never look there. They don't wash. I don't
is there
know. It
a,
just
a-
feels
a
like
lost and found property box at the spa?
maybe I feel like the goblins already searched the temple and the library as like the obvious places. But I don't know.
Mm.
I feel like we'd know if the goblins found it already.
I do not think it would be.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I do not think it would be a wise plan to split the party and to have half of us go to the spa and half of us go
You
to the
could
library.
cover more ground, but no, I would not
Yes,
do that.
cover more
agree.
ground with our blood.
With
Yeah,
our
you could-
blood and
oh yeah,
insides.
so much ground, just a nice even coating everywhere.
Yes.
I say we flip a coin and decide if we are going to the library or the spa.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to
do
use
it.
Dice by PCalc.
Okay, thank goodness Jason is not flipping a physical coin.
Oh,
He's
I'm
not
going
allowed.
to flip a coin then.
No, oh God.
There goes my product placement, Tony.
Mm.
I should have a
You can
Comic Con
discourage
coin that
me,
I did
but
not pull out.
it's discouraged, but I'm going to do it anyway. The big R is for library,
Library.
Library. Yes.
library, and this is for the spar. Oh God, it's terrible. There we go. All right, big R, library.
Library.
All right.
To the library.
So, having not learned anything from the tavern, your next place of potentially learning something is the library, or library as it is known.
Outside
You
of
are going to need
Scooby-Doo.
to make, yes, you're going to need to use,
Navity, library, you know.
yeah. You're going to need to do some stealth checks to get across across the city without running into trouble from kobolds, goblins, or other creatures that might notice that you do not belong here. So if I could have some stealth checks, I'm looking for 3 stealth rolls of 3 successes. A success is 15 or higher, versus,
And- And please
Yeah.
welcome Aline, who is here now.
Hi, Eileen.
Eileen.
Are you recording?
Almost. I just finished setting up audio hijack.
Okay.
Cool.
When you say 15 or higher,
Do you mean 14 or higher?
do you
I
mean
don't-
14 or higher?
Not mean 14 or higher.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Well,
I failed.
sorry. I failed.
So that's 2 failures.
Buffy's
from
hood
Jason
snags
and
on a
James.
thing, and
Yeah.
I ju-
You
just-
accidentally, there's a little goblin shop that is selling It's selling like cymbals and bike horns and I don't know, noisemakers, and you
Yeah.
accidentally
Wind
knock
and
all
wind
of those
chimes.
over.
I knocked
I
all the
think I
wind
just
chimes over.
discover a rat that has scurried down the back of
Yeah.
my armor and are still there,
Yeah.
and I
Go,
get
ah!
nipped in an
Yeah.
inappropriate place.
So it looks like Chelsea, how do you do?
14, 14, and 15, so not great.
Okay. Why did you roll
Oh,
three
we roll it
times?
3 times?
No,
I thought we
what?
rolled 3.
Nope.
No?
Did I say?
I
Did I
rolled
say?
14 as the
Oh, I
first.
apologize. I was looking for 3 successes among the
Oh.
party.
Okay.
Oh,
my
oh,
first
oh, oh.
roll,
I realized
14.
that was phrase. All right. Well,
My
guess
first roll
what?
was a 14 as well.
It's possible
15.
that. All right. Congratulations, Heather. You succeeded. Unfortunately, all of your colleagues failed. And so, as you're feeling confident. You've been back and forth across Gorisbad without any incident. And so perhaps you've let your guard down a little bit as you are just kind of wandering down a major thoroughfare here toward the center of the city when a patrol of goblins kind of just is marching down the streets in your direction, and they see you and they're like, they call out to you in Goblin, which I believe only Leona can directly understand, and they basically like, hey, halt! Who do you think you are? Um, and they are accosting you.
I can't speak back though, right? With the helm of translation.
I
I
believe
can
that
only
it is just
understand
I
them.
think it
it's
was a
just
one
an
of
under. I think there's a separate helm that you need to get for
Yeah.
You wear them both at once.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
So-
they're probably going to
helms.
speak Draconic.
These are goblins, not kobolds.
Oh, damn.
Do they speak common?
They probably speak common. They are probably addressing you in Goblin because they're in a Goblin city, and that's what they're used to speaking. But at the very
Quick.
least, yeah.
I think we should go back to our band idea. Everybody look like you're playing an instrument. We're a traveling troupe, right?
Sure. I'm willing to allow that. I'm willing to entertain that as a possible thing. Everybody give me a quick DC 20. That means you need to get a 20 or higher deception check as you attempt to look like you are playing an instrument. You have a Dax. You don't need to do this if you have an instrument because you can just look like you play an
Oh,
instrument.
pull my lute out, baby.
Yeah, everybody else is going to have a hard time.
I rolled a 13 and I am trying to play my hand axe like a guitar.
No one is convinced. Buffy, how'd you do?
15.
What were you attempting to do?
I think I am going to strum my crossbow.
Yeah, no one is convinced.
I roll a 23.
James?
23.
James, what were you doing?
I am banging two holy symbols together
All
to
right,
produce a sort
percussion.
of symbol.
All right. And Leona, are you attempting to pretend to be a band?
I so am. I rolled a 4, and I'm looking like I'm playing a pipe or a lute.
That is
The
what
flute
you
type of
think,
thing.
but you hear one of the goblins elbow one of the other goblins to say, "There's four intruders next to those 2 musicians." The goblins are I think they're moving in to attack is what's happening. So just to
Do I know any
establish.
goblin classics?
Yeah, I think you're traveled as a bard. You know some goblin classics.
Can I quickly pull one of those out of and play it sort of poorly? So I'm not a great bard. I'm a mediocre bard.
Give me a
But I
performance check.
Sweet.
Do you want a performance check for percussion?
No.
Ouch.
No.
Oh, and in everything. Okay, I got an 18.
Okay, they are convinced. Yeah, one of those musicians is pretty good. Also, the other one is there. So yeah.
Just wait till my
Does it
symbol.
distract them at all? Maybe.
No, they seem convinced that you are a musician and they may be less likely to attack you. Let's see here. I have a 1 second. So you all should roll initiative as this is getting set
All
up.
of us, even the musicians.
I mean, you still get to, you know, things will happen, but yes.
Oh, it's the Goblin
Ooh,
Gang.
good graphic.
Yeah.
I like it. Gen AI did you a solid on that one.
Yeah, I thought that was an okay Goblin Gang. Let's see. I will tell you the goblins, basically the front row of them is armed with scimitars, the back row of them is armed with short bows. Let me just pause for a second. Aline is getting set up slash might be set up
I'm set up.
slash Jason, how are we on time? Like where should I be
We're
as far as
about
an episode break
we're
go?
about 10 minutes, I'd say, maybe a little 10 minutes away from the end of the hour.
We shouldn't pause right now and pick up with combat. We should do a round of combat and then do that.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Should we patch in an introduction of Aline now that will be at the start of the episode?
I think that would be a great idea if Aline, you introduce Aline, who introduces her character, and then Aline can be in this fight. And though she will have just been quiet for a while.
Just quiet for a while. All right. Also joining us, it's Aline Sims.
Hi, I'm playing Ashrin, the Furbolg cleric.
Welcome, Aline. Glad to have you. All right. Someone will edit that in somewhere. Let me just type in the thing that I needed to type in here. So you all rolled initiative. I am actually behind now where I need to be. Did I roll initiative? I didn't. I thought about it. Let me close all my rat tabs. I have rolled 16 for the goblins. I feel okay about that.
Same rat time.
All right. So the initiative order for this is going to be Buffy, Celine, Team Goblin, Dax, Ashrin, Leona, Barbara. We'll do at least one round of combat, see how we are on time, and then potentially do a second round or potentially pause there and pick up mid-fight for the next episode. Seem okay?
Sure.
Yep.
Sounds great.
Bear with me a second. I didn't have my stuff configured right on these goblins, so I'm deleting goblins and copying and pasting new goblins.
As you do.
It's just, it's just my life. All right. Buffy, you are first. The goblins, they're kind of a gang of them, 2 rows of 4, I don't know, 20 feet down the street from you.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to how do I want to play this? I am going to ready an action.
Okay.
Because I assume
What is
that
that action?
they have their stuff. They're going to come and get us. So I'm going to wait for a goblin to come within my 10-foot range of my glaive, at which point I will attack them when they come within the 10-foot range. And I'm going to do with my bonus action, I'm going to do my Crimson Right, which basically makes my my glaive more powerful.
Okay. Let us see if other players will interfere with your plan. When I think interference, I think James Thompson. James, Selena's next.
Well, I mean, I think Celine is her training means that, she will defend her compatriots by running straight towards this group. But I think she is going to run down to just below these two and hope that they kind of keep this lined up column formation. And she will attempt to attack the bottom left of these ones with her scimitar. And that is 21, which I think hits.
That'll definitely hit a goblin.
And that is 7 damage.
That goblin goes down.
Well,
and she is going to attempt to hit the other goblin with the other scimitar in her other hand. And she has rolled a 1. That's not going to work.
You hit the first one with your right hand, so you had to hit the other one with your
Yeah.
left hand, and it's kind of a crossover, and you just did that wrong.
Yeah.
That wrong sequence there.
Slipped in the blood of
Yep.
the
Yep.
first one.
All right. I think the goblins are next. So I think the goblins are going to kind of split. I think half of them are going to rush forward at the big group, and half of them are going to collapse in on Celine, who has charged them. So Buffy, definitely the group runs forward, and one of them is going to trigger your ready action if you
All
want
right.
to.
Unfortunately, I only rolled an 8.
An 8 will not hit a goblin.
Nope.
All right. So, 2 goblins rush up. Buffy and Leona are kind of in the front row here. Each of you is going to take a scimitar attack. So Buffy and then Leona. Oh, Buffy, I finally rolled well, a 21.
Yeah, that'll
And
hit.
Leona, I rolled a critical fail. So that goblin kind of stumbles and just swings a scimitar in your general direction. Buffy, you take 4 damage. The
Ouch.
2 goblins behind those 2 goblins kind of hang back. They've got short bows and they're going to fire shots at each of you. So Buffy and Leona, I have rolled a 19. I feel pretty good about that. So you're going to get an arrow in the side, Buffy, for 6 damage. Leona, does a 14 hit you?
I know. What do I have to do to tell you?
Your
Check
armor class.
Armor class on your character sheet. It's kind of
15.
15 is higher than 14, so the arrow bounces off a column near you.
Buffy's looking bad, everybody. Buffy's looking real bad.
Yeah, Buffy just took several goblin hits. The other goblins just like converge and try and like dogpile on Celine. There are scimitars slicing through the air. 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. 21 is great for me, for team
21 will
Tony.
hit.
8, not so much.
Everything else will
14, not so much. All right, one of them gets you real good, Celine. 8 slashing damage.
Ooh, ouch.
All right. Dax, your friends are taking some goblin problems.
All right, I'm gonna close my eyes, take a deep breath, and use Step of the Wind to jump over Leona and the goblins and engage the 2 goblins with the bows and arrows.
All right, nice.
So I'm gonna put this guy, boom.
Right there,
and
yeah.
I'm going to unarmed strike at the first one. And
Monks.
that one got me a 10.
And does not hit, unfortunately. You swing through the air, and the goblin kind of stumbles backward and avoids it. But it's definitely a surprise. There is suddenly a very agile dragonborn right up in their face.
Then I'm going to use my last Kai point, and I'm going to use Flurry of Blows on the other goblin. And that one is a 21.
That definitely hits. That goblin is like, what is going on? It gets punched several times on the side of the head by you for
1d4 plus 2, which is 6.
All right. That goblin is badly hurt, but still conscious. All
That's
right.
it for me.
Ashrin, you are next.
I think well, obviously I saw Buffy got hit because I'm right behind her.
Yeah, real bad. A lot of Buffy blood on the ground.
Yeah, lots.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna step up next to her. I don't seem to be snapping to the same grid as everyone else.
The
but
grid
that's
of the
okay.
city streets is a little weird. Don't worry about it.
It's the cobblestones. They're uneven.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's not great.
it's real bad for an ADA kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the roads
Yeah.
department's been inactive for the last 80 years, you see. So.
Well, yeah, but before that, the people of Kiristan are like, it's about our historic character. It's not about
I see.
And oh god, they were the worst. Honestly, some of them kind of deserve to be conquered by goblins. So,
All right. Well, I'm just gonna reach out and touch Buffy on the arm and give her what did I roll?
9 hit points. Ooh.
what's the 14?
I don't know. A technology fail.
Okay, the 14 was first. I'm always willing to go with the first one in this case. Bank error in your favor.
Okay.
Yeah. It's what? Yeah, it's one. It's the
Great.
same roll. You just rolled higher on one. So
Okay,
take that.
cool.
Yeah. All right.
All right, and that's my turn.
All right, Buffy. Some blood has flown back into you.
Oh man,
Uh,
feeling good.
Yeah. Leona, there's a goblin with a scimitar like right in your face.
Is Buffy out of the woods yet?
Yeah, Buffy's looking great. Buffy's never
Okay.
been better.
It was a real short trip through the woods for Buffy.
Okay. Okay. Can I see the water that I came out of that geyser before? Can I still, or are we far away from there?
I think you're pretty far away from. You're a couple blocks
Okay.
from the tavern.
Okay. I'm going to use my thorn whip
Mhm.
to try to knock down the goblin that's right in front of me.
All right,
So
roll it.
1d6.
Roll the attack first, I believe.
Oh, attack first. Sorry.
Yep. No, it's all good.
Oh man. 4 plus.
Not good is what I'm taking.
What do I
away from
add to
that. It's probably your spell attack.
it? Okay, so 7.
Yeah.
Man.
It whips
not
through the
good.
air, and the goblin kind of knocks it back with a scimitar, unfortunately. I think that's probably your turn, Leona.
I have a bonus action of
Mhm.
wild shaping,
Oh,
an animal
wow.
I've seen before.
Here we go.
Does that have to have did I have to have seen it in the game?
in the backstory of your character. So
In the
not-
backstory of my character.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've seen let's see, I've seen a cat before.
That
I
seems-
think I have to keep my animals very small at this point.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm not allowed, I don't think I can do big animals until
I think you might
I
be
get a
able to
little
do a
bit
Yeah,
wolf.
older.
Circle of the
I think-
Moon. You actually
Okay, can I do a wolf?
Yeah,
Oh,
We
because
have
I've done
seen
it
some
right then.
wolves.
I was because
Thank
A,
God.
you've seen wolves. B, I've seen other people transfer into wolves at relatively low levels. So I don't
Leona
know.
is-
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's the
but
moon
I feel like
druid.
wolf is
that's
the
the-
go-to, like,
Yeah.
usually the best you can do for quite a while. So,
Leona's pretty inexperienced. So I'm going to use that bonus action and make myself into a wolf.
all right. So you
yeah.
I believe, feel free to correct me if you got the rules handy. Like
Yeah.
you transform into a wolf, your equipment goes with you, and there is suddenly a wolf there. And I don't think you have an action at this point, but you are now a wolf.
No, but I'm now a wolf and I have to be here for an hour. Just so you
Is
know.
Celine
you could-
triggered?
No,
Did
you
you see
can-
the wolf?
Celine's
the
over there
moment, I
getting
haven't-
murdered by goblins.
I
So-
haven't seen. I will turn around at some point and see this wolf and like
Mhm.
probably.
And Heather, just to clarify, I think it's up to an hour. So if you want to not be a
okay.
wolf, you can stop
Yeah.
being a wolf
So-
whenever you
Okay,
want.
good.
You just can't be a wolf longer than 1 hour.
Yeah, that's
So-
the way. So the way it works, yeah, it's a long time, but you can transform back into yourself. You will have hit points of the wolf. When the wolf's hit points go, if and when, maybe never say never, to 0, you turn back into yourself with your current amount of hit points, which is really nice because according to the D&D Beyond stat block, it's 2d8 plus 2, or you can just say 11 hit points. So that's
Yep.
kind of nice.
Great, thanks. Perfect.
I put that in
Yes.
our chat, the wolf stat block, because you should use that.
A lot of druids I know basically maintain a running list of these are the animals I can transform into based on
Yeah.
what level because you can only do a certain
Yeah.
level of stuff and what animals have I seen.
Mhm.
The
Like if you
shortage of zoos in the Sword Coast is really limiting for the druid experience.
But if you go to a
So-
casino and they have a lion, that can be really useful.
Or a
reference
dolphin.
acknowledged. Yeah. So, Barbie, how's it going? Hi, Barbie.
Good. Barbie's just been like chomping to get into this battle here.
I apologize. I
Why
did
is our
kind of just
barbarian
drop
in
your
the back?
tokens
Yeah.
in random order here. I probably should have asked you like assemble a marching order. Instead, I'm just like your tokens are here and goblins are murdering you. Deal with it.
Yep.
Well, we're just gonna come around here and attack a goblin with our double axes.
Double X.
So I've got 2, so I'm gonna roll twice. First we have 12, and then we have 10. So I believe one
Neither of
hit.
those hits. These goblins
Oh.
are
Oof.
tough. The goblins tougher than rats. People, we're learning about the the intricate power structures here within Gorisbad, and goblins above rats on the food chain. So yeah.
It's a
I
delicate
do some really
ecosystem.
cool
Yeah.
looking axe moves in the air.
And that goblin kind of
Yeah, growl.
worriedly parries those axes with the scimitar. And so this is where we pause things mid-fight. A gang of goblins currently outnumbering you, though you have slain one. The first test of your abilities here in Gorazbad as you search for the slaying stone. What have we learned? Well, we learned that the tavern was a choice as far as where to search first because there was nothing there except rats that wanted to be left alone.
And a potion
what else?
of
And a
chill
potion
feeling, chill
of-
vibes.
yeah, a potion of West Coast vibes. Are these goblins going to kill you? Are you ever going to make it to the library? Are you going to forget that the library was where you're headed and have another discussion about where to go next? I don't know. For answers to questions such as those, join us next time on Total Party Kill. The end. Unless you're listening to the live stream / bootleg, in which case we're going to have a short break and play some more D&D, I believe is the plan.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
all good?
That's the plan.
Do you want us
All
to keep
right.
recording or start a new recording?
Yeah, keep recording.
Keep recording.
5-minute break?
And 5-minute break. Is that good?
Okay.
Works
All
for me.
right. See you very soon.
All right. I will, and live stream, I will move you into the placeholder, but we'll be right back. And we're back
We're back. Where did we go?
to the slide that
I
says
went to the
BRB.
Where indeed?
I went to the far off fantastical realm I call kitchen.
Kitchen, yeah.
Yep. No
Kit-
expenses spared.
Kitchen, yeah. Wow, you got a kitchen like a fancy lad.
You know, I don't have much, Jason, but I got that.
Did you say fancy lad?
I
Fancy
did.
lad.
I have a
I like
kitchen.
it.
Oh,
It's
I
merch.
shall. I
It's
shall
merch.
remove myself to the kitchen. Hmm.
Oh wow, yeah.
Fancy.
Jason just has a cook hole, is what he, yeah. All right. I think we can jump back into stuff. We'll be right in combat. I don't think this will take more than 2 more rounds, and then we'll figure out what's happened next in this
You're
adventure.
optimistic.
I will
Thanks
say
for
also
your,
this was
your belief in us, Tony.
yeah.
I appreciate
It's just 8 goblins. What can they cost?
Glad to hear we've recovered from the wolf incident.
Yeah. This
And the
is
rat incident.
So this is a 4th edition adventure that I ran 1 million years ago when I was first getting into Dungeons and Dragons, I guess. I think last week was the 16th anniversary of D&D 4th edition. And at the time, I remember being very, very excited about this adventure because it is not just a straight dungeon crawl. It is not completely linear, which prior to this adventure being published, all of the official adventures were like, here is this dungeon. It's a sequence of 10 rooms that you do in the order that we put them in the book. Hope you like that. But I will say, reading it now, I'm like, I mean, I guess this it's one of those like this was a big deal at the time, but now it feels kind of like standard. So, yep. Let you do stuff and make choices. Revolutionary Dungeons and Dragons game engineering.
It's influential.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let us do the thing. The live stream is running, Jason. We're good.
We're good.
All right. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. I'm Tony Sindelar, your Dungeon Master. I use he, him pronouns, and today we are continuing the Slaying Stone. Allow me to introduce our players in initiative order because we are in the middle of combat. They're fighting goblins. Goblins are fighting them. Let's find out who's fighting those goblins. First up, Jason Snell.
Buffy is fighting those goblins. She is just a spunky little human who's tough and has a big glaive and likes to fight mostly like the undead and stuff, but goblins will do in a pinch, I suppose. She is a blood hunter and is also legally distinct.
Mm-hmm. Also fighting goblins, it's James Thompson. Welcome back, James.
I'm James Thompson, he, him. I'm playing Celine Silverlight, she, her, who is human. She is an animal rescuer, as we've established, and a paladin. And she has killed one of the goblins and feels quite bad about it.
Yeah. Also fighting goblins with us, it's Chelsea Hackman. Welcome back, Chelsea.
Hi, Dax Voltus, he, him, is a dragonborn monk who is here to punch some goblins in the face.
Next up in the goblin fighting arena, it's Aline Sims. Welcome back, Aline.
Hello, I'm playing Ashrin, the Furbolg cleric, and we both use she, her pronouns.
Also fighting goblins, it's Heather Berbert. Welcome back, Heather.
Hi, thanks. I am playing Leona Mountain Meadow. Both of us use she, her, Lightfoot halfling, and young and inexperienced Circle of the Moon druid who is currently in the form of a wolf.
Nice. And last but certainly not least in this goblin fight, it's Annette Weirstra. Hi, Annette.
Hello, I am playing Barbie Rhubarbar, and she is a wood elf barbarian who really, really wants to be in this fight, but so far has been completely ineffectual.
Has been kind of on the sidelines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're hopeful next round.
I had forgotten Barbie's last name. So that was like a new delight for me, was to reacquaint myself with that. All right, so I did introduce our players in the order of initiative. So Buffy and Celine get to go, then Team Goblin, and then the rest. Buffy, you are first. You have taken a bunch of arrows and scimitar attacks, but you have been healed by Ashrin the cleric, and you are face to face with a goblin.
All right, I'm going to swing at him with my glaive. I have rolled a 22.
That'll definitely hit a goblin.
And I'm going to roll I have the regular glaive damage, which is going to be 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
And
that takes down a goblin.
okay. And then I necrotic damage his corpse, and it doesn't matter. The
Creepy.
end.
Blood
Blood Hunter.
Second, yeah, Spooky Town. Second goblin has fallen. You're now equal numbers with the goblin. There's 6 of you, 6 of them. Celine, there are 3 goblins trying to murder you.
Celine, I think, has only just realized that this is possibly the first truly sentient creature that she has ever killed. And I think she is going to attempt to do non-lethal damage to the rest of these goblins.
I think that is always a choice when you're doing an attack, though I think, often a choice when you're trying to do an attack. I think a little bit harder when your attack might be, say, a fireball. Certainly challenging when your attack is stabbing with a sword or glaive. But if you're just punching somebody, you could choose not to murder them.
She knows where all the vital organs are. She can choose to miss the... I feel she
studied... Just so we're clear, all of my organs are vital.
Well, we've proved that that's not the case.
I'm just now, I have no spares left.
All of your remaining organs, Tony. Your remaining organs.
That one was like a bonus organ.
I'm attacking your avatars, not you. So
good.
Right. Well, let's see if I can actually hit anybody in the first place. That is a 19.
19 will hit one of the goblins clustered around you.
Let's just say I'm hitting the one to my northeast.
All right, roll some damage for me.
I have rolled a 7.
That is enough. I think you're determining what the hit points of a goblin is. That goblin goes down.
That goblin goes down, but it's not dead.
Yes.
And I'll have a go at the one underneath that, which... Let's see what I can do. That is a 20.
That also still hits a goblin.
And I do 3 damage.
That goblin is severely hurt, but not dead. But
we're not in the business of killing them.
Well, not incapacitated. I'm putting the little red dot indicates an injured goblin as opposed to a dead goblin.
And I think Celine shouts, "Look, I'm trying not to kill you."
As you continue to stab goblins.
I'm with you, Celine.
All right, Team Goblin is next. I have 5 goblins that are still conscious. So they are going to attempt to rally and figure out what the deal is with these weird musicians that have wandered into their streets. 2 of them are attacking Celine. Scimitar attacks on Celine.
The 20 will hit.
All right, 15 doesn't hit you?
No.
All right, you will take 7 slashing damage. Dax, you jumped into a group that had short bows. They switched to their scimitars. They're swinging them at you. Oh, sorry, that's a short bow attack. Disregard that. Scimitar attack. So 2 scimitar attacks at Dax, and these are some really good attacks. 21 and 20.
So those both hit.
5 and 3 is 8 scimitar damage. This other goblin sees a wolf in front of them and is like slightly taken aback and does what you do when a wolf attacks you when you're a goblin or stands near you and tries to stab that wolf. So I have rolled a 23, which I think will hit a wolf for 3 slashing damage, Heather.
Yep.
So that comes out of your wolf hit points, not your wolf personal hit points.
Not wolf, oh, good. Right. Thanks.
So that's 11 unless you want to roll 2d8 and add 2, in which case you can randomly assign hit points to your wolf.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Dax, 2 goblins with scimitar are right where you jumped at them.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to punch the hurt one with an unarmed strike. And it does not hit. I am injured,
Oh.
and that was very sad.
Oh.
But I can use my unarmed strike as a bonus action and try again. That one's much better. Okay. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does not hit.
Well, I missed both times.
All right, you're punching. That goblin is trying to block your punches with a scimitar. It's very dangerous. Ashrin, you are next.
So I don't think I noticed that Celine's only trying to knock goblins out. So I'm just
Celine's like
attacking.
way down the street.
Yeah,
Literally
she's-
10, 15 feet away in another world.
I mean, my move speed is 20, so that's forever for me.
Yeah.
I will also say I have 5 hit points left. So
Well, I cannot get to you. I would if I could, but I cannot. You get 4 squares of movement. So I'm stepping up into the fray, and I'm going to first attack the goblin that's to the north in this
Yep,
little
the
group.
injured one there.
Yep, with my quarterstaff, and that was not helpful. Why is that not rolling?
You have to click on the thing to the right of it, maybe?
I don't know. All right, well, we'll do a d20 plus 3. So 15?
15 hits.
Okay, cool. And oops. All right. I'm gonna load this in a different browser in a second. All right, a d6. That's 4 points of damage.
Okay, you clonk that goblin on the head, and that goblin goes down.
All right, so with my mace, I will attack the one to the south.
All right.
And that is a 12 to hit.
12 does not hit. That
yeah.
goblin swats your base away with a scimitar.
Okay, that is my turn.
Leona, it is your turn. You're currently a wolf. I don't know how much you've read about wolves recently, but one of the things I know about wolves is that wolves like it when they have friends around.
Yes, I think I get advantage on
You do.
attack rolls when my allies are around. So it says 4 to hit, and I roll a 20, yeah?
You roll twice, yeah. Take the
Oh, I
higher.
roll twice.
Yep.
Okay, I got a 16. A 16.
Plus 4.
Plus 4. So
Is many. So that hits a goblin. So you bite a goblin with your wolf teeth.
the wolf is more able to hurt
Attack
people
than you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the teeth. It's the teeth that do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So does it tell you how much damage a wolf
2d4
bite
plus
does?
2.
Yep.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2.
So roll 2d4 and add 2.
And Tony, you have to do a
Yeah, I'm
you
about
have
to get
strength
mauled.
saving throw. Yeah.
I get a 6.
All right, that goblin is severely injured. Also, when a wolf attacks somebody, this is real life advice, people. When a wolf attacks somebody, they have to do a strength saving throw to not be knocked off their feet. Goblins, not the strongest creatures. I have rolled an 18, so this goblin is strong. This goblin is not knocked off its feet, but it is, but is also about to die. So. All right, Leona, anything else? I think that's probably your turn.
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, Barbie, there's just a quickly declining number of goblins in your vicinity.
I know, and I'm actually a little sad. I'm not the one killing them.
You have killed 0 goblins so far.
I have killed 0 goblins, and I'm going to step over the corpse of this one here and come down behind.
Can I give Barbara guidance since she's never killed a goblin before?
What kind
No,
of
you're a
action is it?
wolf.
Oh, you might be
Oh, that's
limited.
right. Thank you.
Wolves,
Yeah.
wolves are not known for their druidic abilities. So
I'll be quiet now.
I think
Okay, I've got
I think
2 hand axes. I'm bound to hit
Yeah.
1 out of at least 4, right?
Heather, I forget there may be a thing later where you can cast spells while in animal
Wolf shape,
form
but
at high
not now.
levels.
Got it.
But not right now. It's real hard to get the spells with paws. It's just
Yep.
you know.
Just no dexterity there at all.
Yeah,
Just like
no.
a husky
just-
on a bad day.
Yeah.
I
Barbie?
rolled a 7, sadly.
You are
But then
what is with these dice, Annette? Where did these come
I
from?
know. Yeah, but then I rolled a 20.
20 does hit.
Mhm.
So
And I rolled 4 points of damage on that one.
all right, another badly, badly injured goblin, but not out of the fight. All right, I think we are around to the top of the order.
Mm-hmm.
Buffy,
All right.
there's very badly injured goblin in your vicinity. I'm gonna start moving unconscious goblins off the map.
24 to hit.
Yep.
And I have 5 damage, and then I have more to roll, but I think that kills him.
Yep, you've got your creepy extra damage you never need to do to goblins.
Yeah, it's just
So
just always there.
It's always there. You slay yet another goblin, Buffy.
I like it, and I'm gonna move down toward Dax and Celine.
All right. Celine, you are next. There are still 2 goblins attacking you, and it sounds like you are having a health incident.
Yeah. I could try and heal myself, but then I couldn't do anything, and then I'd probably just be damaged by the next turn. So I am going to attempt to stab lightly in the leg the
So-
damaged goblin next to me, a non-lethal attack. Or I'm going to attempt it. Yep, that's a 21.
Mhm.
And I'm going to do 4 damage.
All right, that is just enough for that goblin to decide that they do not want to be in the fight anymore. And he holds his leg and just like, no, I'm going home, and walks off, holding his leg.
And I will sort of whirl around while the blood is spurting from the various wounds of my body.
From your wounds, not the
Oh
goblins.
yeah, no. Look, yeah, I'm at quarter hit points, so I'm not doing great. And I'm going to attempt to stab the one remaining one next to me. And that's not going to hit. That was 12.
Okay. So the goblins are next. If they thought they could escape, they would, but things do not look good for them. So I think they're going to go down fighting. This goblin is going to attack Celine. Scimitar attack. This goblin is rolling great. 22, 6 slashing damage.
I am down.
This goblin does a brief and awkward victory celebration. The other goblin is going to focus on Dax, who also looks potentially like the most vulnerable target there, and has rolled a much less impressive 8 to hit Dax. I don't think that's going to hit Dax. Dax, speaking of you, it is your turn. A goblin has offended you.
I'm gonna kick that goblin as hard as I can with unarmed strike.
All right.
And that is a 16 to hit.
16 will hit. Tell me about damage.
1d4 plus 2, 3.
Is that lethal kicking damage or non-lethal kicking damage?
I'm gonna call it lethal kicking damage right in the
All
throat.
right. You kick that goblin's head off. And it rolls down the hill.
Wow.
Meanwhile,
Thank goodness Celine
Good
wasn't
aim.
awake to see that. Oh,
yeah.
I clap.
Anything else, Dax?
No, I'm just standing here bleeding.
All right. Ashen, some of your friends are badly hurt. One of them's unconscious. There's one goblin left.
Well, can I get to Celine? I can actually get to Celine. Okay. Yes, so I'm going to I'm going to come over to Celine. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. So Celine, you get 12 points of
Nice.
healing. And that's my turn.
All right. Leona, you are still in wolf form.
Yeah. Can I run and attack, or are those two
Yeah.
different actions?
Nope. You can
Okay.
totally do
So
that.
I get
Wolves
40
are great at
feet.
that. Really
Yeah.
great at that.
So I run over to that remaining goblin and
Mhm.
I do the 2d4 again, right?
Roll to see if you hit first. Remember, you
Oh,
have
right.
advantage because you got
Yep.
friends. So
Okay. 19 plus
that's gonna.
3, 22.
Yep, plenty. So
And
roll your
then
2d4
I
plus
got
2.
a 3, 5.
All right, you severely injure that goblin. That goblin is going to attempt to stay on its feet. Um, what do I had to get to? What does it say on the wolf stats to stay standing?
DC 11.
Target DC 11
All right,
strength
11's what
saving.
it got. So it is still standing somehow despite being severely, severely hurt by a wolf. Barbie, one badly injured goblin left.
Yeah, and I have no sympathy. I'm gonna try a different tactic. I rolled a 17
17 hits.
and I rolled a 22.
22 definitely hits.
That's 3 points of damage plus 3 points of damage, 6 points of damage.
All right,
Oh.
that second 3 was unnecessary. That goblin collapses to the ground from the first hand axe, and then a second hand axe hits them. There are 8 goblins lying dead and dying here in the middle of the streets of Gorisbad. Some of them are just unconscious. Some of them are dying. So there is, I guess, a morose tactical decision to be made about what do you want to do / how quickly do you want to run away from this place, because you did it, you made a lot of noise. Let's be clear.
Do we want them able to tell other people about us? Is Celine still knocked out?
Celine is
Celine
conscious.
Celine is
is
conscious.
Mhm.
I think Celine is she feels that really they were just doing their job, and
Their job could be to tell other people we're here.
but do we have the right to just kill them because it's inconvenient to us?
We're literally looking for a thing called the slaying stone. I feel like the answer
Because
is yes.
we're trying to take the slaying stone into custody.
Can anybody just make him sleep for a long time or something?
That's called death.
Is this where you tell
Real
Celine
long
that
time.
With
Oh,
the fire.
you tell
Fun.
Celine that you've got a special spell that
Oh,
will
that
make us
goblin's
sleep?
gonna go live on a farm upstate. He's gonna have so much room to run around.
Crossing the Rainbow Bridge.
They're just sleeping.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you-
mean,
You
you
shouldn't
could
have
bring.
woken me up first.
Very sorry.
Yeah. I mean, to further complicate things, which is my role as a dungeon master, you could bring. I'm gonna say there are how many goblins went down that Celine, you tried to spare at
I
least
killed
right?
one, felt bad about it, and then I think spared 2.
Yeah.
Did you spare 2? Okay.
So I think
there
there's
are two unconscious goblins, 6 dead goblins.
So let's
You could certainly just carry an unconscious goblin with you.
Let's pick up
Couldn't
the
we question the
unconscious.
goblin too? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
with
was
you,
going to
Jake.
say
Yeah.
let's pick up the unconscious goblins, who are
Mhm.
relatively small, and
Yeah, they're relatively small.
and carry them to the library, and we'll question them while we investigate the library, and let's do that.
All right.
Excellent
That's
plan.
what I suggest.
Okay.
And most importantly, not hang out here where
Yes,
you made it
and leave
very
this-
loud.
leave the
Sure,
scene.
and leave this scene.
Can we find somewhere to rest? I am both bleeding and very tired.
How
Oh,
about
can I hand out good berries?
well, not as a wolf because pockets.
Oh, wolf again. I keep forgetting I'm a wolf.
Well, you can stop being
Can
a
I
wolf
just
whenever
change?
you
Yeah,
want.
can I just change back?
Yes.
now?
Yeah. Right now
Okay.
you can do that.
Now I'm a human again.
It's
In a
inconvenient when,
halfling.
isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is.
I'm also going to tell you that because you probably were about to ask me about it, the goblins do have 45 gold pieces between them. I don't know if you want to designate one person to be your money holder or if you want to divide that by 6 right now. But it sounds like what you would like to do is find an abandoned building, maybe somewhere between here and the library, where you can at least take a short rest, if not a long rest, and also talk to some goblin captives.
Sure, if we can't get to the
Right.
library, that would be the thing, is something along the way.
Well, I
Yep.
think Dax was asking for somewhere to hole up.
Yeah.
So, all right.
What's the
There's
closest
there's a
place?
tavern close by.
Well, there is
No,
a tavern.
no tavern.
Full of rats.
Yeah. If you want to go
Drowned
several
rats.
blocks in the opposite direction to rat territory, yes, you could go to the tavern. I'm gonna say I want somebody to. You're gonna try and navigate this urban landscape and find a quiet, undisturbed, building where you won't be disturbed. That also is not currently home to kobolds, rats, or goblins. Please elect 2 people from the group of 6 to make a survival check to find somewhere safe.
I have
Don't pick
advantage on
me.
survival.
I have
Oh.
+6 to survival. Not advantage, but
I have
I have
0, so not me.
I have +5 on survival.
Oh wow, you're built for this. Dax is saying no. No, survival is not real. Right now, you're mainly hurt. Is that your main qualification?
Yeah, mostly just bleeding.
so Heather and Jason,
So-
why don't you roll?
A 20.
Wow. Okay. And Jason?
8.
With
Natural
advantage?
20?
With advantage.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, natural 20 is real good.
Well, I got a natural
Um,
20 +5, so I got
all right.
25.
So also Jason was there.
I was Buffy showing up.
Yeah.
That's what she does.
And so you find you cross back into the back into Kobold Town. You do find basically like kind of an abandoned unclear what this building was originally used for, but it's like back behind an alley, and it was trashed, but there's like a gate you're able to kind of prop up, and you find a quiet kind of basement that you can hole up in for a while, and at the very least take a short rest and perhaps hand out some good berries, do some healing, and other such things.
So I hand out my good berries.
How many
Do
you
the
have to hand
goblins
out?
need them in order for us to talk to them? How far gone are they?
They can be brought around without
Okay.
the
Right.
need for medical supplies.
Slapping them.
I'm at max hit points thanks to the help of Ashran, so
I'm at
fine.
12. I could heal myself.
I'm 8 points down, and I cannot heal myself.
Mm.
Oh, well, I can do cure
Well,
wounds on you.
If
Can
we're
I do
doing a
that?
short rest,
I can cure
there's
people too.
Oh, there's
so-
hit die if we do a
hit
short
dice.
rest. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
well,
I
let's
get one
try
hit die
that.
back.
Let's see what happens.
Can we do a long rest? Because then I get my Kai points back.
I don't think so.
I think it's we're kind of we were just involved in a crime,
Yeah.
and I know
I will say, as far as places to take a long rest, this is not a horrible one. So long rest is 8 hours. Long rest is like going to sleep for the night. But
What
this
time-
I would say this basement that you found is pretty good compared to other places. This is probably one of the safest places in Bad city limits that you could find to take an 8-hour rest.
I mean, what
But
kind of time of day is it?
I think it's probably getting into early evening. Sun's starting to dip.
Basically,
getting
when we
real
wake up, it's going to be dark, is what I'm hoping for, and we can.
Or you
kind
can
of
wait until
skulk
dawn. Oh yeah, you could go out before dawn. It is true there are probably you have committed a major crime. Unclear if anyone witnessed your incident, but there are six goblin bodies in the middle of the street that will certainly might not go noticed for a little while, but 8 hours is pushing it, right? Someone's gonna trip on those
Right.
while you do that.
Yeah. So
And-
if we stay
and-
here for a long rest, that's going to be maybe more dangerous. I think.
Can we go back out and drag them into the tavern?
You are quite a long ways away. They were also not right by the tavern, so yeah.
No.
I am not stealthy at all. So
Neither
like,
am I.
yeah, trying to do something. I have disadvantage. I have +0 to stealth and disadvantage. So like doing something sneaky with me is not gonna end
Yeah.
well.
Team Clanky.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, we can do a long rest if we want. That's fine. We're gonna have to interrogate these prisoners first, though.
Yeah. So, Celine, did you heal Dax? Did you cure wounds on Dax?
Well, if we're taking a rest,
let's take a rest.
Oh, okay.
Are we doing a long or short?
Sounds like short. Otherwise, we might end up, if they start searching around for us, having seen the bodies, they may discover us.
We need to interrogate the goblins too.
We need to have some space and time for that.
Okay. Short rest it is.
Short rest.
Just a cat nap.
Well, I'm back up, so that's good.
Should we wake up one of these goblins?
Yeah. Let me put the helm on.
I mean, hopefully they will speak a
they'll
language.
They'll speak some common.
They'll speak common.
Okay. This way they can't lie to us.
Well, they can still lie.
They can still lie.
Well, they could lie.
Lie.
But they couldn't have like secret.
But if they have a conversation between themselves.
Yeah, I
yes,
think
you
would.
I
think
could
that's
understand
the good
them.
thing, that's right. That Leona will understand if they try to say things to each other. All right. So I wake them up and I'm like, hey.
There's two. So do you want to wake them both up or just one of them?
Yeah. Let's wake them both up.
All right.
Maybe there's a dynamic there. Betray your friend. I don't know.
All right.
We're like,
a real. If only there's a word for the kind of dilemma that they were placed in.
We could separate them and do good cop, bad cop.
it's the friendly
your friend already told us everything.
guest goblin dilemma, Tony. Friendly guest goblin dilemma. Buffy wakes him up and is like, hey.
All right.
We're looking for.
Who are you?
We're visitors.
Musicians.
We're visitors from the outside. We're looking for an important object.
I saw you kill my friends.
Well, you shouldn't have tried to attack us.
That's our job. You're intruders. We're on patrol.
Get a better job.
Ugh.
Buffy's not into labor law. Anyway, magic stone, slaying stone. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, they used to have them here in Kiristan.
Yeah. What if one survived? Where might it be?
I don't think there are anymore.
What if I told you that there might be? Who do you think would have one?
Maybe the boss.
Who's the boss? Tony
Jack is
Danza?
the boss? I know not of this Tony Danza.
All right. Well, then who's your boss?
Hujat. Hujat's the boss of Gorisbad.
What was that name?
Hujat.
Who?
Oh gosh. He takes out a little piece of parchment and writes out the name Hujat.
Hujat. Is that a goblin?
He's a hobgoblin.
I figured he was a hobgoblin. We don't like those hobgoblins. Do you like hobgoblins?
They're kind of bullies.
Yeah, they're mean.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Hobgoblins pick on goblins, goblins pick on kobolds. It's the way it is, the way it's always going to be, the way it always was.
All right.
Have you considered societal change?
I have not.
Neither have I, says Buffy, who again is not into the labor law.
The other goblin who has so far been kind of quiet and elbows the first goblin and says, "Why are you talking so much?" The first goblin just says, "It's okay."
Okay, guys, I think the second goblin knows something more. We should ask him. He's telling the first goblin to shut up. Yeah.
Hey, you.
Hey, yeah. What do you want?
The slaying stone.
Yeah, I heard you ask about that.
You know something about it?
No. Not any more than, I guess, less than what he knows.
Do I believe him?
Roll insight.
That's just a 7.
Yeah, seems plausible.
All right, tell me about Hujat.
He's in charge. He runs all Gorisbad.
Where's his office? Where does he run it from? Does he have an office or does he just wander around?
He lives in the big house on the north side.
Big house. North side. Is that where he works? That where he lives? Does he have Does he have servants? Does he enslave you guys and make him tea and stuff?
Everybody works for Hujat.
Who's everybody?
I mean, us, the kobolds, kind of.
How many goblins?
I don't know, like hundreds.
Hundreds of goblins, huh?
How did
There
you
are
guys
hundreds
get
of
this
goblins
far?
in the town.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we don't have like a census.
Have you considered setting up a census?
To what end?
That would be a
So you
good
can see how
job,
many
says
of-
Buffy.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you knew how many of you there were and how many hobgoblins there were, maybe societal change.
I mean,
Hey,
there's one
goblin.
hobgoblin. Hujat is the only hobgoblin.
And there's
Goblin.
hundreds of you. So why doesn't he work for you?
He's really big.
There's hundreds of you.
Oh, but he's so mean.
Why are there hundreds of you in this burned out town? What's happening? Why so many guards? What's happening here? What are you guarding?
We live here. It's our house. It's our home.
But do you have visitors? Why is there a patrol of 8 goblins wandering down a street in the afternoon?
Yeah, you know. I mean, sometimes kobolds are where they're not supposed to be. We got to rough them up, send them home.
Hmm.
So you're not protecting anything.
Well, I mean, it's our home. Keeping the streets clean. I don't know. Sometimes weird dirtbag musicians sneak in and try and beat us up and murder 8 people.
Guys,
Like, look,
the
I'm
streets
sorry-
are not clean.
Metaphorically.
Look, I'm sorry about your friend that I killed. I really didn't mean to, and I was.
It
Being
looked like
very
you
careful.
really meant to. I mean, it did
I
not
meant
look
to.
like
I
an
meant to.
accident at all.
I mean, like,
I
the-
totally
these-
meant to.
These guys are straight up murderers.
well, they might be, but
Okay,
I
kill
did
you
it by
right now.
accident.
If you don't answer these questions.
Look, it's the order of society. You know, we kill goblins. Goblins kill kobolds.
We don't usually kill them, but we do rough them up from time to time.
Okay.
I mean, could I like give you some gold pieces to give to his family because I'm feeling really bad and
We're gonna have to have a talk.
You paying reparations.
I'm like going through my wallet, like counting out.
This is why we don't
pieces.
give you the money.
I'll take some gold pieces. The second goblin is like, I'll take some gold pieces
All right.
too.
All right, and Buffy is going to intervene and say, "Okay, great, but you gotta tell us how we can get in to see Hujat without anybody knowing."
That's gonna be real hard. He's got a lot of guards.
I've just
And
I've just changed that apology into a bribe.
you didn't hear it from me. This is still the first chatty goblin talking. He's got like a pet that's real dangerous.
What kind of pet?
It's like a real big lizard or like a really small dragon. One of those.
Oh,
Okay, we have to
no.
go
Like
see
a
that.
Drake.
Dragon.
Yeah, Drake. That's the word.
It's a Drake. They suck.
The second goblin. You talk so much. Why do you talk
Like-
so much? They're gonna kill us.
we
I don't
never-
like this.
we never even ask you what your names
Yeah,
are.
I was about to
Like-
say.
Yeah.
What are your names?
I mean, we should introduce I introduced myself.
I mean,
And-
I never asked you what your names are, but it did seem like kind of an interrogation situation where I don't ask any questions. But I'm
Yeah, but-
Fliz.
Nice to meet you, Fliz.
The
I'm
second
Celine.
comment, I'm Derp.
Oh, I was
I
going to
don't.
ask the first guy what the second guy's name is, just to make him angrier.
That's Derp.
All right,
Derp
Fliz
says,
and
I
Derp.
said that.
Do you think you could get us in? Like if we helped, paid reparations?
I think you vastly overestimate the kind of pull we have in this town.
All right. Do you have some advice about the best way for us to sneak around, not get spotted, and go into the big house?
Have you considered being goblins?
Well, we can't do that.
Can we ask
I don't
about the
know.
library?
Sure seems like you're looking to get killed,
Oh.
is what I'm think.
Yeah. What about the library? Is it still?
What about the library?
Is it still? Well, we went to the tavern and it was just full of rats. Is the library any better, or did you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
just destroy
We had
it?
a big party there a couple years back. Things got a little out of hand.
Hmm.
Oh.
What about
Are
the
there
library?
still books in the library?
There's some. I mean, this guy Rot, he has it kind of carved out as his territory. Most of the other goblins steer clear of him. He says he needs the books for his studies. He's kind of a wacko.
Is he a goblin?
Yeah, he's a goblin,
You sound like our kind of goblin.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I don't know what that
So he
means.
cares about books.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think so.
When you say he uses them, do you mean like he reads them and consults them, or does he just like stack them or use them to weigh things down?
The two goblins kind of confer in goblin. I guess Leona, you can hear
Yep,
them.
I can hear
The
them.
first goblin is like, I think he reads them, and the second goblin's like, I think it's mainly stacking, and they're like, both maybe.
All right.
Okay, they don't know, guys.
Yeah. It's the height of goblin.
You guys aren't gonna kill us
Society.
now. Like, you learned our names and stuff. That would be real. Like, you'd feel
I mean,
bad,
you
right?
don't know that.
No, we're gonna.
Oh,
We'll probably.
No,
I've
of
killed lots
My
of people.
name.
I've known their names.
we're not going to
Oh.
kill you.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Peace
I-
Corps over
I-
here isn't gonna kill you.
I start handing over gold
is
pieces.
it possible that push has been leaking in?
Yeah, seriously.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Evaporating, maybe.
You all forgot to wash your hands after touching the vial with the peace potion.
Okay,
So I
guys, what does
give
this
them-
rot care about? Like, if we wanted to make
Books.
an exchange with him, he care about anything else but books?
I guess magic.
Magic. Why do
Does
you
he
say
cast
that?
spells?
That's what he's like into.
Yeah,
That's what he's
nice
learning
peace
from the books.
potion.
maybe like a potion.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
All right.
okay. Here's your money, and hands over like 8 gold pieces to each of them.
But we need to tie them up for a while because they can't
Yeah,
just run back.
They,
Yeah.
they have
Hugh
to. They
Jack
have
and
to.
tell
They're going to
them.
be tied
Yeah.
up, but we'll leave some gold in their pockets. And
The
we'll
second
tie 'em
goblin
up.
is like, this looks a lot like the money I had this morning.
I didn't take any of that 45. I want to just
I
point
totally took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we took it all.
All right. So you're gonna tie up these goblins and leave them
Yeah.
here in this basement?
out
Yeah.
with some money and some supplies and some food,
Okay.
and some water.
No.
I'm
And
just gonna point out
Disgusted glances.
there's like at least 100 goblins in the city. It's possible that Celine's policies are going to hit issues of scale very soon.
Celine will run out of water while
as
she
you bring
tries to
more and
save-
more goblins back to this basement and tie them up.
Tony, is there anything in this basement that we should be looking at, or do you think it's just there's nothing to it? 'Cause again,
Give me an investigation check to
really
to
nice-
scour this basement.
really nice map.
Mm-hmm. Jason, sometimes I just have maps.
I rolled an 18.
Celine, are you looking in a crate?
I just had 10.
I'm not touching any boxes if that's what you're asking.
All right,
I-
you just looking with your eyes.
Yeah.
Just a 10 here.
We're learning.
That's a 10. You find, there's a couple crates that probably had rations at one point, but they are, they're not edible anymore.
No,
So,
they just have rat.
You can't spell ration without rat.
You cannot.
Can I-
And ion. Yeah,
Can I do detect magic?
sure.
Oh, well, no good.
Yeah,
I
well,
got a
it
3.
seems like nothing magical has happened to this basement
Okay.
in some time.
Okay.
I paid reparations. That was pretty magical.
Not since prom
Okay.
night.
Does anybody have any books? Do we have the Slaying Stone book? But I think we need that, right? Do we have any other books? I mean, that guy came in with a lot of books, that professor. Did anybody take any other books? We need something to
I don't-
exchange here.
I don't think
Oh, we've-
so.
I don't
We've
I
got a
think I
potion.
got- I thought we got like a goblin. Oh no, I asked about a guidebook or a phrase book and he gave us the helmet. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
think
could
should go to
trade in the
library.
helmet. The helmet would be just the thing that a librarian type would like.
And then we can steal it back after we kill him.
Mm.
I'm
Okay, well,
just
I'm staying out of that. We also have the potion, the elixir we could
Mhm.
exchange.
Or
feed
make
to him.
drink it.
hmm
So then he will be all peaceful and helpful to us.
Well, it's not a truth potion. It's a peace potion.
Yeah, but if he's more chill, he might be inclined to
Mm.
talk and
Well, should we go meet him and see what we can do with him?
Yeah, I think we can
Mhm.
continue to the library.
yeah.
All right. I need you all to make some stealth checks. I will tell you that you took short rest or long rest? What did you all decide
Short.
after?
short.
A short
rest.
rest.
All right. And so you poke your heads out of the kind of sewer basement, the sewer of a building, of the basement there where you had holed up, check that the street is clear and head toward the library. It is getting to be evening. I will tell you, it's possible that the area in the vicinity of your fight may be alerted to intruders, but you have put some distance between yourself and them. These are not good rolls. Everybody.
I feel it's
We're
role
really bad at
reversal.
stealth.
It's like
Um,
I'm the only one in the armor who has succeeded, and everybody else
Mm.
failed.
I'm overconfident.
All right. You are heading through some alleys, and you a bunch of kobolds quite a distance away see you, shout, and run off in different directions. So at this stage of things, the kobolds are aware of your existence here in their neighborhood, but you make it to the library without anyone challenging your passage. But your presence here in Gorisbad is getting increasingly non-discreet.
Sure.
um, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Okay, we got to get
All
in and
right.
out now.
All right, so you head into the library. The library, a big stone structure. The structure itself is relatively okay and intact. But as you kind of head in, all of the furnishings within are not in good shape. Does not look like this building has been maintained with any care or preservation. There's just a huge wagon full of books kind of parked in the front hallway of the library in the foyer, and there is a sign in Goblin tacked to the wagon. Leona, you can of course read it because of your helm. This, wagon piled high with books is labeled kindling supply. Um,
Hmm.
and you can see kind of beyond the foyer, the library itself is kind of they're kind of a big main kind of circular type reading room with lots and lots of shelves within it, if you want to kind of creep into that area.
Are all of the titles on the spines in Goblin
Nope, these
or
are common because they
okay.
or perhaps other Elven, Dwarven, because this was not a goblin library originally. It was a human library originally.
So what types of titles are here for kindling?
Yeah. You're looking through them. It seems like mainly nonfiction.
Hmm.
Huh. Okay.
Goblins like their stories.
Great.
Yeah. Uh, Is the place quiet?
You don't hear anything.
Well, it's a library.
Is there any light coming from inside the library?
Uh, no, there does not seem to be any kind of illumination in here. It is at this point a pretty low light in terms of, as the sun is setting, but there are places where the light is shining into the library through broken windows and whatnot. So it's a little gloomy and dark.
So
What do we
whatever
see when we
fire
look
they're
up?
using. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
What do you see?
when we look up.
Up at the ceiling of the library?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some kind of decorative tile work on the ceiling. Looks like it was kind of nice, but it's got a thick layer of kind of grime on it from years of neglect.
Hmm.
Do you want to head
Well,
on into the center chamber of the library?
sure, let's do it.
All right. I have a map. I could have a map for many reasons, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do a
So
detect magic?
yeah, roll detect magic.
Oh my God, my rolls are just not working these days. 5.
You get the sense that there's some kind of magic has happened in this area. With a 5, you don't know what type. You're not even sure, normally if a little better than that, you probably would have gotten a sense of like the school of magic, or even specific spells. But you do not get that. So, did the map load okay for people? I've been having
Yeah.
weird issues with Roll20
Yep.
today. Okay. I put you on the kind of the north side of this kind of, I don't know, slightly octagonal, strange shaped room. It is a library in very poor condition. There's kind of lots of bookshelves throughout this room, and kind of a big circular bookshelf around a big column in the middle. But there's also, and this doesn't really show up on this map that I sourced, but there's various kind of low tables throughout the room that seem to be set up with different kinds of science experiments going on. And there is you see a figure in a hooded cloak, kind of moving back and forth between shelves of books and a table where something seems to be underway. The robes are kind of ill-fitting. You see the creature opening a book, looking for something, tearing a page out of a book, reading something, and there's a poof of green light, and the page disappears. The figure kind of looks down at whatever's happening on the table, and then goes and looks for another book on the shelf,
Tony?
moving back and forth.
Buffy
Yeah.
sees the figure and does a quick survival check. 15.
Okay.
Again, it's the Fey, Fiends, or Undead. Just checking, making sure my
This
enemies
creature
are
does not
here.
appear to be Fey, Fiend, or
Okay.
undead.
Good, because then I get really mad.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can
Wow.
assume this is Rot. So should we go talk to him and see what he knows about the Slaying Stone?
I think we need to have something to bargain with, so be prepared to give up.
Got some gold pieces.
Well, I was thinking that if this
So that potion.
rot is I think if they're really into books and they're really into all this stuff, the translation helmet is going to be like a really good thing that we can bargain
Well,
with.
we'll see.
But
But it's
okay.
been very helpful too.
I know, but we've got to like, this is a good negotiation,
Can we just
Should be
slide one of
charming.
these books off the shelf and see if we can just trade it to him? Like he might not know all the books he has. I
Oh,
don't
this
know.
person
Can we
knows
sell
all
him
the
his
books.
own book?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they
That-
stamped property of?
Right. Like, does he know that he has all, like, I doubt he's got a Dewey Decimal System happening here. I think we could probably steal one of his books and sell it back to him.
I feel that this is the kind of person that knows every single book in here and has I think we should just like go in, be nice,
And give
What's
him
the-
our
I think-
one magical item that we have that's helping
I
us.
suggested, what if we do a tiered approach? We go and we talk to him. If he's resistant, we can offer him
Sure.
the elixir. And if he still holds out, we could maybe try to trade the helm. And then maybe some of you more violent ones could go back and get it afterwards.
I think I'd rather punch him in the face before we trade the helm
Yeah.
to him.
Mm.
But
Of course you
that's
would.
my own feeling on it.
Well, I like the idea. Let's go in, let's open negotiations, let's talk
All right.
it out.
Let's
All right.
approach.
I like this whole idea. Let's negotiate with no leverage. This is great.
Well, our leverage is that we're going to kill
Dax, grab
everybody.
some books. Yeah.
Our leverage is that we're
Our leverage
smart
is murder.
and strong.
Yeah.
We're so pretty.
Violence
Mm.
is our
Mhm.
real leverage here. Well, I'm gonna. So it's Rot, right?
Yep.
And what are the names of the goblins that we just met?
I've already forgotten.
Derp and
Derp
Flip,
and
I think.
Flip.
are-
Fliz?
Fliz.
I think I
Fliz
remember
and
Derp.
Fliz. Fliz and Derp.
It's a
Yeah.
derp, yeah.
Definitely
I-
not just monosyllabic names that I improvise off the top
I
of my
shout,
head.
Rot. Is that you? Fliz and Derp sent us.
The
Ooh, good one,
figure
Buffy.
whirls around, and perhaps Buffy, you are somewhat surprised to see a kind of young teen boy with blonde hair, and he says, "Who's there?"
Human?
Oh,
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's art in the Roll20 chat. You see a kind of human, blonde hair, blue eyes, kind of a utility belt situation going on.
were
Looks
we
like
not
Luke
told
Skywalker.
that he's a goblin?
Does
Maybe he's
does
got human
does,
workers.
does look
Specifically,
does
yeah.
look like a 12-year-old Luke Skywalker. I can't debate that.
True.
It even
Um,
has a lightsaber. So.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so, yeah.
What would I roll to see if he's in disguise? Would that be like an Arcana or a Deception?
Yeah, roll
magic
roll one of those, depending on which. Probably lean on whichever one you're better at.
Investigation. These are all zeros. So, yeah, 16.
On which one?
An Arcana to see if he's magically
You know,
disguised.
You notice that this figure, as he's looking at you, like the shadow that is cast by the setting sun coming in through some of the skylights of this room. Though this appears to be a young human teen, the shadow cast by this figure is distinctively more goblin looking.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna
And-
out of the corner of my mouth say, look at his shadow.
What did he
So
ask
he's
us?
disguising himself.
I
Mhm.
see that.
He
Sorry.
has something to hide here.
I'd say
But maybe he's easier to negotiate with
Fliz and
if he wants to
Derp
pretend.
sent us, Rot. We would like to talk to you about and further the cause of knowledge.
I'm very busy. What do you want? I don't even know who lives in
Oh,
Durkar.
they're just goblins.
I don't know anything about goblins.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we're all
you don't need to roll an insight check to know that
Yeah.
is a preposterous lie.
well, since we're all not goblins here,
Agreed, all not goblins.
maybe you could tell us about what you're doing in this old library.
This is my library. I'm studying things. I'm learning the arcane arts. And he does a flourish, and nothing happens.
Oh, is this gonna be like that kid in the attic? Oh.
About several beats later, something like explodes in his his wrist, and a bunch of glitter falls out of his pockets.
That's cool. That's cool. We have a magic potion you might be interested in.
I'm very curious about magic potions. Much more interesting than Flaz and Root. Yes, please step into my library and we can chat.
Okay.
While they're talking, I'm going to walk up to one of his experiments on the table and see if I can discern what it does.
Dax, would you like to roll some kind of arcana or medicine or something else check?
Somewhere between insight and history?
Yeah,
I'll
somewhere
help.
I'll
help.
All right, so you have an advantage, Dax, because you are being helped.
Incredible. 16.
You study this, and despite the elaborate layout of all the different stuff here, this is basically, like the goblin equivalent of baking soda and vinegar going on here.
Full science fair. Got
There's
it.
a little volcano.
Wow.
Yeah, but now the paper mache quality on the volcano is substandard. Yeah.
Can I make the volcanic eruption happen?
Yeah. I mean, you're actually trained in arcane things, right?
But yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna make the desired effect happen. Make the volcanic eruption.
The figure, who is probably rot, whirls around and says, "How did you do that? I've been trying to get that to work for days."
I can tell you how if you tell us what we want to know.
What do you want to know?
Well, we have a couple of questions about the big house up north, and then we have a couple of questions about something that you might have some information about here in this library. Something about a stone?
I don't know anything about a stone.
No
You might be
fancy named stones, you reading about any rocks in your books?
I wouldn't know anything about that. I like magic. I don't like rocks.
Magic
Well,
rocks.
it's a magic rock.
So,
Oh, well, I'm more into the liquids.
Okay.
You sure, Rod? You might be the only person. I mean, clearly you are the one that cares about knowledge and books and wisdom in this town. I mean, I think you're the only person who could possibly know about this special magical stone. You sure you don't know anything? I mean, we've come to you specifically.
Look, it's like I told the other guys, the slaying stones are all gone and have been for decades.
So you do know the stone.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
and Celine says, and I think you're interested in these things, and I think we can help you. And she flicks her fingers, and every single candle in the room just lights.
Oh.
What
cool.
what other guys?
What other guys?
Yeah.
Probably not supposed to talk about that. I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, you
With
won't.
who?
But we can show you how to make the volcano.
I don't know. This is serious. I don't get mixed up in I try to stay here in my library. I don't like to get mixed up in politics. I've got my own kind of thing going on here.
I get it.
But
we non-goblins have to stick together.
Yeah, I know. I don't want anything to do with goblin politics. Those guys are always punching each other, and I'm here. I'm pursuing knowledge. I'm above all that.
So are we.
No one will know.
That's why
What do
we
you mean
need
politics? We heard there was just one guy in charge. Is there politics? Is there?
Well, Hugh Chad is in charge, but there's some guys that came to town recently. They're asking about the stone. They're roughing up everybody, and I mean, I think they're kind of pulling rank on Hujat.
Oh, where'd those guys hang out?
I mean, I think they're crashing at his place up on the north side.
Oh, so there's even
Real
more
tough-
than Huge in there. Interesting.
Real tough looking guys. They're real mean. One
Tougher
of them
than
came here.
Hujat's a hobgoblin. Who are these guys?
They're orcs.
Oh,
Oh. Dun, dun,
One guy, you
dun.
said? One guy what?
He came here, asked me a bunch of questions. I told him I didn't know anything. He left me alone eventually.
Eventually.
Sounds like you're really smart.
Yeah, I think he knew that.
Well, then, as
So-
one scientist to another, come over here and I'll show you how to do this volcano the right way.
Okay. And then you're going to show him some very basic arcane things.
We'll show him some very basic arcane things like
He is
vinegar and baking
enchanted.
Baking
soda.
powder.
And, I think at this point would probably be much more willing to divulge things as needed to you.
Dax, just like small talk. You're like, so why don't we do this? Now tell me about these guys again.
Let's tell me about this guy. It's so nice to talk to another scholar. Just,
You would not believe the lack of academic community here in Gorisbad.
Oh, I feel you. My goodness. It is so hard to be surrounded by Philistines. Is there any way, like, when the orcs came to town, did they bring other friends with them, or was it just them?
I think it was just them. I mean, there weren't a lot of them, but they are mean.
Were they
They're
all
part of...
orcs?
Yeah, there is a bunch of them, and they're all part of a group, and they all have matching, like, eye patches. They're real scary.
Oh, eye patches. Do they have eyes under those eye patches? Or are they just for
I did
show?
not ask.
Do you know
It
if they
couldn't
were
help
severed
overhearing.
eyes?
Matching in what way?
I mean, they look similar. Some of them had like a blue eye drawn on them.
Some of them are blue eye. Did the others have a different symbol on them?
I mean, I think there was different levels of craftsmanship, is what I'm saying.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Tony, do we have any idea what that might mean?
Seems like it might have roll an intelligence check, Buffy.
I mean, okay. It's sadly an 8 from me.
It does make you think a little bit about that strange note and the weird
severed
eye
eyes.
like
Severed
symbol
eyes.
that was on the note that you recovered.
We have this note, right?
all those days back. Yeah.
It's like,
So-
oh yeah, that note that mentioned the person that we heard about recently and
Yeah,
Didn't
we totally
recognize.
know about. Yeah.
You totally
so-
know about.
Rod, I
Also-
want to show you this note. Was this did any of them have this symbol on them?
Oh, that's the one. Ugh. Ugh.
Okay.
I didn't
Ugh.
didn't think of them much as writers, but
So it says on the note that Hujat, he will help her suffer. Any
Does
ideas
not
what
make
that
any
would
sense
mean?
to you, Rod? Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, goblin culture is complicated. There's a lot of tiers to it, and like Hujat runs Gorisbad, but he's like the local boss. There's always a boss above the local boss.
Those are bigger fish.
So, those guys, they're part of this like orc cult called the Severed Eyes. Real mean guys. They say they cut out their own eyes. And I mean, I think they come to town and, I think Hujat has to do whatever they say until they leave, which is hopefully, fast.
Okay, so the Severed Eyes are looking for the Slaying Stone and are going to probably even threaten Hujat to help her suffer.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
He could be
kind of how things
totally-
work around here.
he could be totally innocent.
So
Did they take anything from the library before they left?
No, I mean, they probably wanted to, but I don't think they saw anything useful.
say, Rod, I was
Yeah.
wondering if you might be able to help us. We,
I guess.
well, I mean, we need a way to disguise ourselves as goblins.
I mean, one human to another.
Yes, not goblins, as we are, but getting around out there, you might need to be seen as a goblin or you would be spotted. I think you might understand this because you are clearly not a goblin.
Clearly.
Do you have any knowledge for us about how we could disguise ourselves?
Huge. Sorry, no, not Huge. Huge's not here.
Big reveal.
Surprise.
It's a hobgoblin. What?
Rot goes over to a shelf with clearly has books that he has picked through, and opens up one, and in it you can see that he brings it back over, and to any of you who have studied magic, it would be obvious that spells have been transcribed into this book. It's basically an improvised spell book, and Rot has opened the page to his notes, which are a mixture of Goblin and Common, on how to cast the Disguise Self spell. Now, Disguise Self it lasts for only an hour, and it is only works on oneself.
Okay.
Well, at least some of us could learn that. Presumably.
Yeah, I mean, this might be a little beyond some of your abilities. It took me a long time. I mean, it would take one a long time to learn to do this. But the theory is there.
Well, Rot, thanks for sharing this spell with us. We really appreciate you have been great.
I mean, I guess you guys have been so upfront. I feel like probably maybe there's something I should mention that I should have mentioned earlier, but I wasn't sure if you guys were gonna murder me or steal my books or whatnot. But follow me over here.
Well, that just speaks to your intelligence, Rot, to be cautious.
Yeah,
Very
you have
clever
to,
of you. Very
you've
clever.
got to be in today's world, right?
Oh, yeah.
Amen,
In this
brother.
economy. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a wolf eat wolf out there.
And Rot leads you kind of toward the back of this big library chamber. And there's a kind of at first, does it count as an alcove? If you're not sure it's an alcove, there's a corner of the room where there's a big bookcase that doesn't quite look like it belongs there. And Rot, he starts trying to push it. Probably he needs some help. And you slide the bookcase out of the way, and behind the bookcase, there's a big kind of stone carving, and you can see this kind of like it's like 6 feet tall, and there's this like egg like rock kind of possibly stone thing with like lightning bolts kind of like shooting out of it in all directions. It's kind of a geometric abstract illustration. And Rot says, when I first moved into this place a couple of years back, I found this and kind of felt like maybe it was better if nobody else knew about this.
You found this where? Here? This location?
I found this thing, just the art, and he points to the stone carving.
And we recognize what this stone carving is a carving of.
I think it's the slaying stone.
Yeah.
So is the stone the slaying stone, or is this a picture of the slaying stone?
It's a picture of the slaying
Just-
stone.
Celine's not that bright. She's just asking for
It's
clarification.
extremely two-dimensional.
That's the end of the
But
adventure.
it's made of stone.
Mm.
Have you ever seen the original of this?
No. I guess I should also mention when I first came here, it was a jar.
Oh.
The door was ajar. Open.
Yeah.
Was there anyone here?
No.
What's behind it?
You can look for yourself. It's empty now.
Let's
What
look.
was in it when you arrived?
Oh, it was empty then too. Sorry, I didn't mean to be dramatic.
No, we wouldn't
Just
want
Can I
checking.
move the stone tablet?
Can we do another-
So it's not magic. It's just it's basically, there's a stone, there's an image, a geometric image of the slaying stone, and you notice now that there's some, relatively they're kind of disguised by some of the carving, but there are little hinges along one side, and it looks like you could just have it swing open. It's not, I don't know if is it a secret compartment or is it just an aesthetically pleasing compartment? Hard to say.
Indeed.
I got
All
a
right.
14 to an investigation check. I know he said it's been a couple of years, but
Yep.
Does anything stand out to me as unusual about?
You are looking at the thing, and now that you know that it is some kind of compartment or door, you notice that there are big kind of gouge marks, as if something forced this door open.
Brute forced it. Okay.
Something with not with tools, something with claws.
Like a
An
drake.
owl bear?
Like a drake.
Maybe bigger than that.
Oh no.
Oh,
Right.
no.
Like a
I
dragon?
don't like that.
Yeah,
The
some,
claw
well, I
thing.
don't know. Very big claws. You wanna open the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celine
Yeah.
opens the door.
All right. Celine, you open the door. The door is just a mundane door, so it's kind of unclear why something would have had to force it open other than perhaps a lack of opposable thumbs. And inside it's basically just the size of a closet. There's a little kind of stone pedestal that presumably held something at some point, but is empty. But looking around, you notice there's some weird things on the floor of the of this chamber. They look like they might be leaves or something, Celine. They're not
She
rats, and they're not crates, just to be clear.
she like picks up a stick and pokes at the leaves from some distance.
They do not seem to be leaves. They seem to be something different. Perhaps somebody who is skilled at nature would be able to identify them.
I
Are
am a wood
those
elf. Maybe I
I
can.
can give it a shot. My roll.
Can we roll for that?
Yeah, roll
18.
nature. You look at these things that at first that Celine thought were leaves, and as you look at them, you realize they are not leaves. They are scales. They are
Scales.
scales from some kind of large reptilian creature, and they are brass-colored scales. And you
thinking
know,
dragon here?
Buffy, that though it has perhaps been several years that you have crossed paths with a dragon, for it seems like a dragon has come here and taken the slaying stone for its own. Where is that dragon? Who is that dragon? And what will it do with a stone? We might find out next time as we play Dungeons and Dragons, a game so far that has only had reference to a dragon and 0 dungeons.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. I don't think I read those questions as dramatically as I intended to,
Not
but that's
usually.
your big reveal. Dragon scales.
On the next
Mm.
Total Party Kill.
Total party kill.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Way
No,
to tease
I
it.
mean, definitely. There's definitely dragon scales
Or
there.
maybe not.
No, we
Total
can't
party kill.
promise imminent dragon scales
Yeah.
or imminent dragon.
Well, I do think we have an
Alright.
episode title.
Yeah,
Definitely no goblins here.
definitely no goblins here.
Not a
As
job.
goblin.
non-goblins.
Fellow
I thought you were gonna have to-
non-goblin.
Good job not fighting this goblin wizard. Just a guy.
Yeah.
It's a
Definitely
12-year-old kid
not a
hanging out
goblin.
in a.
definitely
Certainly
not a goblin wizard. So
Aw, look at him.
Oh, did he
Oh,
turn
that's
back?
adorable.
Did we get to see his real face?
I had art of a goblin wizard, but I think if you had fought him, he eventually would have defaulted into goblin form. But he was so charmed by you insisting that there were no goblins here.
It's
So,
nice.
You can
That's
Yeah.
what we're
you
trying to
punch
do.
someone in the face hard enough, it'll
Yeah.
ruin a disguise self spell.
it's
pretty
true.
All
much.
right.
But Dax, we did not need to do that. We just
Yeah.
had to use a
We
little
ju-
psychology.
Just use
Yeah,
words and
but-
friendship.
The peaceful
Well-
approach works again.
Mm.
The
Live
see.
Selena
stream,
Leona team
yeah.
scored some points.
Live stream / bootleg. I think we will be back in 2 weeks, I believe, is when we are scheduled to return to Gora's Bad.
Oh yeah.
So,
Indeed.
which is good. It means we are less likely to forget all of the details of the adventure.
I made notes.
That's good. That's good.
That's good. So,
All right. Thank you,
Cool.
live stream. Thank you, bootleg. We will say goodbye now. Goodbye.
Bye, nerds.
now.
we did it.